The world of zombies, beginning with a golden spell at maximum level. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26 Micro Mouth. Zilla Zilla. Violent lightning kept popping out from Lin Kaiyun's palm. Roar. The old zombie opened his mouth and roared like a beast, and the smell of blood filled the air, which actually resisted the momentum of lightning. Too disgusting, old man, you haven't brushed your teeth for hundreds of years. Lin Kaiyun frowned slightly. He had been trying to endure the stench of the old zombie, but the smell of blood was too disgusting. Of course, the old zombie didn't know what Lin Kaiyun meant. It jumped several meters directly and jumped over Lin Kaiyun's head. Its fierce breath locked onto Ren and Ren Tingting. Lin Kaiyun's eyes were solemn, and he stretched out his hand and grabbed it. His palm locked the old zombie's ankle like a pliers. Howl. The old zombie was restricted in his movements, but he only had Ren and Ren Tingting in his eyes, and struggled to break free. Get down. Lin Kaiyun used all his strength, swung his arms, and slammed the old zombie to the ground like throwing garbage. Bang! The floor was smashed to pieces, and sawdust flew everywhere. Lin Kaiyun tilted his head and shouted, "Go, leave the study." Ren Tingting was uneasy, and her face was full of concern. "Kaiyun, let's go together." "Go, you are dragging me down," Lin Kaiyun shouted. Ren Fa's legs couldn't help but tremble, and he supported the wall. "Go, Tingting. We are distracting Kaiyun by staying here, be careful," Ren Tingting shouted with concern, and followed Ren Fa out of the study. Lightning induction technique. Lin Kaiyun took a step forward, raised his palm, and swung it down suddenly. A lightning column appeared above and hit the old zombie's body. Suddenly, the electric currents intertwined and tore each other, and a burning smell came out. The old zombie, who had been thrown badly, was hit hard by the lightning column, broke through the ground and fell to the first floor. Ah! Help! Run! The servants of the Ren family hiding in the yard looked at the ugly corpse of old Master Ren and fled in fear. The old zombie jumped up. His official uniform was tattered and had several burning scars. It was completely furious. A human blood food actually injured it. Roar! The old zombie's eyes turned blood red, and his momentum became more fierce. A thin layer of frost condensed under his feet. A huge amount of yin qi swept out, and the temperature of the whole room was dropping. Lin Kaiyun jumped down lightly along the hole created by the collision. When enemies meet, they are particularly jealous. After seeing Lin Kaiyun, the old zombie snorted in anger and swung his claws out. Lin Kaiyun remained calm. Heaven and earth Zuanzong, the root of all qi, open. His body was shining with golden light, and golden flames surged around his body, bouncing off the old zombie's claws. Lin Kaiyun used the ghost shadow, and his body suddenly appeared in front of the old zombie like a ghost. He grabbed the old zombie's neck, and lightning from Lin Kaiyun's arm, like a flood, flowed down his palm and poured onto the old zombie's body. Crack! Lightning coiled around the old zombie, constantly corroding it. Lin Kaiyun was not idle either. He took out the corpse-suppressing talisman from his waist, bit his tongue and spat blood on the talisman, and then turned his finger and stuck it on the old zombie's forehead. Huh? It's finally over. Lin Kaiyun let go of his hand and saw that the old zombie was indeed motionless, and he was relieved. Zombies are also divided into 10 levels. Level 1, White Zombie. Level 2, Green Zombie. Level 3, Hairy Zombie, and, Level 4, Purple Zombie. After reaching Level 5, zombies will have 2 branches. One is the Jumping Zombie, Flying Zombie, and Swimming Zombie that are agile and can cast some spells. The other is the Copper Armored Corpse, Silver Armored Corpse, and Gold Armored Corpse that are good at strength and defense. After reaching Level 8, the speed, strength, and other aspects of the zombies are very balanced, and they are collectively called Level 8, Hidden Corpse, Level 9, Unmelted Bones, and Level 10, Ancestral Zombie. Lin Kaiyun used the 5 thunders to attack twice, and the old zombie only suffered external injuries. It should be a copper armored corpse with enhanced defense and strength. If it weren't for the full-level Golden Light Curse and Yang Wulei, Lin Kaiyun's 3rd level strength would not have had a chance to fight this level 5 monster. Even so, Lin Kaiyun's current consumption is very huge. "Kaiyun, are you okay?" Ren Tingting bravely ran over from the stairs and pulled Lin Kaiyun's hands to check if he was injured. Ren Fa patted his thigh. He didn't expect Ren Tingting to dare to run over. He shouted anxiously, "Tingting, come back quickly, it's okay, Master Ren, this zombie has been fixed. This talisman was drawn by my master himself. Unless there is a miracle, this old zombie will never break free." Lin Kaiyun was very sure and very confident in Lin Jiu's talisman. He moved again. "Tingting, be careful." "What?" Lin Kaiyun heard Ren Fa's shout, subconsciously looked back and cursed. "Fuck, it's really a miracle, my crow mouth." I saw a small paper man drilled out of the chest of the old zombie, with red veins engraved on his body, and this red energy directly shattered the corpse-suppressing talisman. Roar. The old zombie was resurrected with full blood, opened his mouth and exuded corpse gas, biting towards Lin Kaiyun. In a panic, Lin Kaiyun threw Ren Tingting out and held the old zombie's head with both hands. Ren Tingting looked worried and shouted, "Kaiyun, go quickly, don't mess with me." Lin Kaiyun scolded, his hands flashing with golden light, and blasted the old zombie away. He pinched the talisman between his fingers, took a step forward, and stuck it on the old zombie's forehead. I expected it. Lin Kaiyun knew that the small paper man would appear again, and he took out the 5 emperor's coins from his waist and shot them out. The 5 emperor's coins spontaneously ignited in the air, and with flames, they hit the little paper man. How could this happen? Lin Kaiyun was shocked. The flames of the 5 emperor's coins did not cause any damage to the little paper man. The talisman on the old zombie's forehead was destroyed again. Damn, is this a perpetual motion machine? No matter what it is, this little paper man must be destroyed first. Lin Kaiyun closed his eyes, and the ki in his body began to circulate. The mark behind his left shoulder flashed, and he suddenly opened his eyes. His eyes turned yellow, and the hairs on his body stood up. Great immortal Wang Ziafen, come on, boom. The powerful yellow wind rose from the ground under Lin Kaiyun's feet, and the wind became stronger and stronger. For a moment, all the tables and cups in the room were blown to the ground. Only the 4th level? But it's enough. Lin Kaiyun felt the energy in his body and smiled and talked to himself. Although it was only upgraded by 1 level, it was the 4th level in a perfect state, which meant that he could use Yang Wulei and Jingguang mantra at will. Come on. Fight. Lin Kaiyun rushed forward directly, his strength and speed were nearly twice as fast. Roar. The old zombie howled, his claws flashing blood, and the stench of corpse gas enveloped Lin Kaiyun. Chapter 27. This is not easy. Heaven and Earth Mysterious Sect, the root of all ki. A golden light suddenly appeared on Lin Kaiyun's body, dispelling the corpse ki and blocking all attacks. Roar. Hiss. The old zombie madly hit the golden light with his head, completely ignoring the torn skin and flesh. The small paper man floating in the air also shot out golden light. Although the golden light curse was at the maximum level, Lin Kaiyun's realm was only at the 4th level after the bonus. This joint attack made the golden light tremble, but it would take no time to break through. 2 evil spirits, don't forget that I am a genius from Maocean, Lin Kaiyun sneered, and a large coin appeared in his palm. He put it in his mouth with his backhand, bit his tongue, and let the blood from the tip of his tongue wrap around the coin, and spit it out quickly, with a red line winding around like a long snake. He pinched the coin between his fingers and printed the blood on it on the talisman. Puff. The talisman burned and tightly wrapped around the coin. Heaven and Earth, life and death buckled done. Lin Kaiyun grabbed the air, and countless lightning trapped the little paper man. He punched the old zombie in the face, and threw out the ink line. I have a room, and half of it is rented to the Wheel King. Sometimes I emit a ray of light, and the evil demons in the world dare not block it. With a clang, the ink line glowed red and tied up the old zombie. Roar. The old zombie kept struggling, roaring and trying to bite Lin Kaiyun. Lin Kaiyun held the old zombie's claws, and Wang Ziafeng's claws were faintly visible on his hand. Snap. He pulled the old zombie's arm off with force, inserted it into the old zombie's mouth, lifted it up, stretched it open, and threw the Heaven and Earth, life and death buckle into it. Lin Kaiyun made a formula with his hands. The sky and the earth are boundless, the universe borrows the law, explode. A red light came out of the old zombie's mouth, covering the whole house, and then quickly shrank and turned into a point. Boom. A huge explosion occurred in the old zombie's body, and the corpse ki dissipated for a while. Even if the copper-armored corpse's defense was tough, it was blown to pieces. Ding. Congratulations to the host for defeating the copper-armored corpse and gaining 3,000 merit points. The pleasant voice of the system came from the mind. Lin Kaiyun stared at the little paper man bound by lightning and sneered, "HMPH, let me study you carefully, what are you?" The little paper man seemed to have intelligence, and his body turned into countless fragments and exploded directly. Puff. The room was filled with white mist, and nothing could be seen for a while. Damn. What the hell is this? Lin Kaiyun waved his hand, and the yellow wind swept, blowing away all the white mist, but the old zombie's limbs disappeared. Is there really a mastermind behind this? Lin Kaiyun's face was solemn. At this time, the lifeless Ren mansion erupted into thunderous cheers, and the servants kowtowed to Lin Kaiyun one by one to thank him. The zombies were driven away. It was Mr. Lin who saved us, Mr. Lin. The zombies were driven away. In the eyes of everyone, Lin Kaiyun was like a god at this time. Ren Tingting threw herself directly into Lin Kaiyun's arms, crying, "Kaiyun, are you okay?" "I'm fine." Lin Kaiyun touched Ren Tingting's head, then turned his head to look at Ren Fa hiding in the corner, and said, "Master Ren, it's okay. Come out." Ren Fa swallowed his saliva, walked out, wiped the cold sweat with a handkerchief, smiled awkwardly, "Kaiyun, thanks to you, you are our family savior, it's just a piece of cake." Lin Kaiyun waved his hand and questioned in a serious face, "Master Ren, I suspect there is a conspiracy here, which may harm your family. You have to answer me truthfully. Who was the Feng Shui master who found this dragonfly-touching water cave? Is there any hidden secret?" When Ren Fa heard that there was a conspiracy, he hurriedly replied, "Nothing else. My father forced this treasure cave to be taken away, and my father compensated the Feng Shui master a lot of money." Lin Kaiyun nodded, "I understand. Be careful recently and don't go out. I will have someone send some talismans tomorrow, and you can stick them on the doors and windows of your house." Ren Fa suddenly grabbed Lin Kaiyun's hand and pleaded, "Kaiyun, you have to save our Ren family." At this time, Lin Jiu's voice came from outside the door, "Master Ren, don't worry, whether it's evil cultivators or zombies, we will not sit idly by." Lin Jiu had already found out the reason why the seal on the coffin was broken, and he rushed over because he was worried about Lin Kaiyun's safety. "Master, Uncle Jiu is here." Lin Jiu nodded, glanced at the hall of the Ren family, felt the lingering corpse gas, turned his head to look at Lin Kaiyun, and asked, "Well, you did a good job. Old Master Ren was completely eliminated by you, right?" "It should be." Lin Kaiyun narrated the previous process to Lin Jiu. "Paper man." Lin Jiu sighed secretly, then took out a small burning and condensed paper man and asked, "Kaiyun, is it this kind of small paper man?" Lin Kaiyun was very sure, "Yes, master, it looks like this. This is under the coffin in the charity cemetery, and it was this paper man that broke the seal." After speaking, Lin Jiu put his hands behind his back and said in a low voice, "I'm afraid this matter is not that simple. Maybe old Master Ren is not dead yet." "Ah!" Ren Fa exclaimed, sweating profusely with fear, and shouted, "What? Will the zombie come back? Not dead yet? The system's merit points have been given, so it should be dead." However, Lin Kaiyun couldn't say these words, and the old zombie's limbs were taken away by the self-explosion of the little paper man, which he also found very strange. Lin Kaiyun walked to the side, picked up a broken finger of the old zombie, and took out a stick of incense from the cloth bag. This incense is offered in the Chuma Hall. After the Soul Fairy, it has the ability to find ghosts. Lin Kaiyun activated the fire talisman to light the fairing incense, and placed the old zombie's broken finger on the incense and fumigated it several times. The fairing incense emitted green smoke and floated straight up. Lin Kaiyun said, "In the next 2 days, as long as the old zombie moves, this incense will find the location." "Okay." Lin Jiu knew that this should be the method of the Chuma family, and did not ask any further questions. He looked at Ren Fa and said, "Master Ren, don't worry. If the incense has no reaction in the next 2 days, it should be fine. Then I'll trouble Uncle Jiu and Kaiyun." Lin Jiu's words made Ren Fa feel more at ease. Lin Jiu took out some magic tools and talismans, handed them to Lin Kaiyun, and said, "Kaiyun, put evil-repelling talismans and corpse-suppressing talismans on the doors and windows. And hang a bagua mirror outside the door." "Okay." Lin Kaiyun took it reluctantly. With Chu Sheng and Wen Kai away, these chores fell on his head. Lin Jiu and Ren Fa came to the hall, sat on the sofa and chatted, and laughter was heard from time to time. Soon, Lin Kaiyun arranged everything and shouted, "Master, it's done, let's go back, come on, Kaiyun, I have something to tell you. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28 The Wall Has an Ear. What? Get married, the 10th of this month. Isn't that just a few days away? Lin Kaiyun almost spit out the coffee in his mouth. Ren Tingting sat next to Renfa, her little head drooping shyly like a bud about to bloom, peeking at Lin Kaiyun from time to time, her eyes full of affection. Lin Jiu rarely saw Lin Kaiyun's embarrassment, and smiled. That's right, we just talked about it with Master Ren. Since Tingting is willing, let's hurry up and make it happen. Hearing this, Ren Tingting shyly hid behind Renfa, and whimpered, Dad, haha, this girl is shy. Renfa put down the coffee in his hand, with a smile on his face. After this incident, Renfa knew that there were indeed many unknown dangers in this world. As a smart man, Renfa decided to bet in advance, and it would be best if Lin Kaiyun could be tied to the Ren family. He asked, Kaiyun, if there is no problem, you and Tingting should get married as soon as possible. You don't have to worry about the betrothal gifts. As for the dowry, I believe you cultivators don't care. Who said I don't care? Lin Kaiyun shouted subconsciously when money was mentioned, and then he reacted and explained quickly, I mean, isn't it too hasty? Besides, the marriage of our Maoshan disciples has to be approved by the elders. Lin Jiu glanced at Lin Kaiyun and said directly, no need to ask, I've already said hello. Then, I haven't mastered my Maoshan's boys kung fu yet. Boys kung fu? Don't be ridiculous, there is no boys kung fu in my Maoshan. As a representative of the younger generation of Maoshan, I aspire to become the head of Maoshan, and I must focus on practicing. Head? In this era? Why do you think of that? It's worrying and tiring. Lin Kaiyun was speechless for a moment, and all the reasons he could think of were blocked by Lin Jiu. At this time, Ren Tingting bit her lower lip, her eyes were full of affection, and her voice was full of grievance. Kaiyun, are you unwilling to marry me? Lin Kaiyun looked at the tears in Ren Tingting's eyes and didn't know what to say. He still had a good impression of Ren Tingting, but it was too hasty to get married immediately. It's okay. Ren Tingting reached out and wiped away the tears from the corners of her eyes, quickly adjusted her mood, and became as cheerful as possible. After a pause, she said, Kaiyun, it's okay. I know you have your own ideas. I don't want to cause you trouble. Let's talk about our marriage later. Ren Tingting's sensible look made Lin Kaiyun's heart palpitate. He stood up and took Ren Tingting's hand. Come with me. I have something to tell you. Lin Jiu and Ren Fa smiled at each other. The two children were like this. Obviously they were interested in each other. Soon, Lin Kaiyun came back with Ren Tingting. Ren Tingting glanced at Lin Kaiyun and said to the two of them, Dad, Uncle Jiu, I've made up my mind. It's a little too hasty to get married now. Ren Fa looked at Ren Tingting with an unusually firm look, not like he was joking. Tingting, you? Ren Tingting interrupted Ren Fa. Dad, I've really made up my mind. I've also thought about the path I wanted to take before. It's a little too hasty to get married now. Since both children think so, let's talk about the marriage later. Lin Jiu spoke directly and put the matter to rest. Okay, Ren Fa nodded. It was the only way. Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun did not stay any longer. They said goodbye and returned to the charity cemetery. Ren Fa looked at the backs of Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun as they left and asked Ren Tingting, Tingting, what are you planning on doing? Dad, I want to be with Kaiyun forever, not just for a short time. Ren Tingting couldn't help but raise the corners of her mouth. Before, Lin Kaiyun told her something about cultivation and was willing to help her get started. At the same time, Renjia town, 20 miles away. In the wilderness, there is a shabby house. A lantern in front of the door sways in the wind, as if it will fall down at any time. This is a corpse driving in that only opens at night. Taoist Simu is resting here at this time, concentrating on studying an oval shell-shaped object. The guys from the Shenji gate said that with this thing, they can hear any movement. How do you use it? Should I put it on my ear? Simu put the thing on his ear and tried it. Buzz. Brother, is the information accurate? It's almost there. It should be nearby. We need to find a specific location. If it weren't for the damn mountain closure, more people would have found it long ago. I heard that the big guys are looking for an opportunity to lift the mountain closure restrictions. Forget it, it's not our business. Our task now is to find one of the 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley. It turned out to be the 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley? Taoist Simu was very shocked. He stood up suddenly and knocked the oil lamp to the ground. Who is it? Damn it, hurry up! Noisy footsteps sounded from the room next to Taoist Simu. This is the only corpse driving in nearby. In addition to storing corpses, there are some rooms upstairs for people from the underworld to live in. Taoist Simu took the cloth bag and flag without hesitation, climbed over the window and ran out. Don't let him run away, huh? Flying sand and rocks. In an instant, countless pieces of rubble appeared behind Taoist Simu and smashed over. Taoist Simu's ki flowed all over his body, waving the flag to block most of the stones, and immediately pulled out 2 talismans and stuck them on his legs. Godspeed talisman. Suddenly, the speed doubled and quickly disappeared into the night. 2 men in black appeared at the position where Taoist Simu was just now. That man seems to be using a talisman. Humph, Maotian sect. Don't worry, he can't run away. Get rid of him before dawn. Puff. A strange ripple appeared under the feet of the 2 people, and they disappeared directly into the soil in Renjia town. People started talking early in the morning. Did you know that someone in the Ren family died? I heard there were zombies, the kind wearing official uniforms. Very scary. The zombies have been killed by Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun. Great, we have Uncle Jiu and Lin Kaiyun in our town. No worries. Bang, bang, bang. The fierce knocking on the door resounded throughout the charity cemetery. Who is it? So early in the morning, Wen Kai opened the door impatiently. A security team member at the door, holding a gun, shouted, "Where are Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun? Let them come out quickly. Our captain wants them to go to the Ren family to explain some things." Wen Kai immediately wilted when he saw the gun, and obediently called out Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun. Lin Kaiyun did not intend to go over. He was in a bad mood after waking up, and almost wanted to try whether the golden light curse could block the bullet. Lin Jiu stopped Lin Kaiyun and said, "Okay. Kaiyun, maybe something happened in Master Ren's house again. Let's go over quickly." Chapter 29, A Great Fight. Inside the Ren family mansion, there were 2 bodies covered with white cloth on the ground. These were the servants of the Ren family who were killed by the old zombie last night. In the morning, Ren Fa sent someone to notify a way to deal with the bodies. In addition, many people came, some to see the situation, and some to take the opportunity to please Ren Fa with gifts. Wei was walking back and forth at the gate with a gun. After seeing Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun, he greeted them. "Uncle Jiu, Master Xiao Lin, I asked you to come here to investigate the death of someone in the Ren mansion last night." Hearing this, Lin Kaiyun frowned slightly. What was Wei doing so early in the morning? Ren Fa stood up from the sofa and pointed at Wei and cursed. "Wei, didn't I tell you? These 2 servants were killed by zombies." "Cousin uncle, what zombies killed them? There are no zombies in this world, and there are no teeth marks on their necks." This must be the words of someone with ulterior motives. Wei glanced at Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun while speaking. Lin Jiu said, "Captain Ai, they were stabbed to death by the zombies' nails, so of course there are no teeth marks." "Oh." Ai slapped the gun in his hand and stared at Lin Jiu's nails. "That means the murderer's nails must be very long." In Renjia town, some dignitaries kept long nails to show their status, which meant that they did not need to work. After hearing what Ai said, they immediately hid their hands behind their backs. And Lin Jiu kept long nails just to make it easier to use cinnabar and glutinous rice. "Uncle Jiu, stretch out your fingers and let me see." Ai caught a handle from Lin Jiu's words and made up his mind to teach Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun a lesson this time. He remembered clearly that Lin Kaiyun used a sleight of hand in front of the grave last time and embarrassed him. This time he would settle accounts with him. Wei shook the gun in his hand and threatened, "Uncle Jiu, don't refuse to cooperate, otherwise my gun may go off accidentally." Lin Kaiyun shook his head and said helplessly, "Tell me, why don't you learn from your mistakes?" "Humph." Wei snorted coldly, with a smug look on his face, and said, "Boy, you can't run away either. You are definitely accomplices. You have killed the servants of the Ren family. The long nails are the evidence. Come on, arrest them all for me." Lin Kaiyun was not polite either. He held the magic formula in his hand. "You are an immortal in an ancient cave in a desolate mountain. You practice alone in peace and quiet in a place with few people. You have accumulated merits and virtues for many years, and the wonderful magic has come to my altar. Why do you have other ideas now, and instead of making peace with me, you are resentful? I am a righteous man by nature, and my ancestors ordered me to save the world. Hurry up and listen to the orders of the ancestors, and the troops will move quickly without delay. Come quickly, wild fairy, the spirit cat, meow. A screaming cat cry came out, and the figure of a civet cat appeared in the yard of the Ren family. It shook its head at Lin Kaiyun as a greeting. Yi Ziner and the disciples were in cooperation. As long as they completed the tasks of the disciples, they could gain karma and merit, which was very helpful for cultivation. Possess him through the heart meridian, and keep him conscious, meow. The spirit cat quickly got into Oi's body. Oi, who was gloating over his misfortune, suddenly felt a pain in his heart. He couldn't help but fell to the ground, holding his heart. Captain, what's wrong, Captain? The security team was stunned for a moment. Oi was rolling and twitching on the ground. He felt a heat flow in his eyes, and it felt like tears were flowing in the wind. His hands and feet were also very hot and numb. His heart felt beating faster than usual. But this time he did not lose consciousness, struggling and shouting, "Quick! Come help, Captain, you, what do you mean you? Go find a doctor, Captain, you've grown a beard," only to see that Oi had grown thin beards on both sides of his mouth, and sharp nails on his fingers, leaving deep marks on the ground with every struggle. Lin Kaiyun took a step forward and shouted righteously, "Get out of the way, Oi has turned into a monster." Judging from the length of his nails, he is most likely the murderer last night. Oi hurriedly opened his mouth to explain, but he made a cat's cry, meow. He was so scared that he quickly covered his mouth, shook his head in fear, and gestured for help. However, everyone was scared and stayed away from Oi, and many people shouted, "Uncle Jiu, Master Xiaolin, get rid of the monster quickly, meow." Oi was so anxious that he moved his mouth quickly and finally spoke human words, "I'm not a monster, meow." The cat's cry, as well as the beard and long nails were hard to believe. Lin Kaiyun saw that it was almost done, nodded to Lin Jiu, and approached Oi step by step. Oi was so scared that he rolled and crawled, and shouted to his men, "Don't come over, meow, what are you waiting for? Shoot!" Meow. When the security team saw Oi approaching, they scattered like birds and beasts, and urged Lin Kaiyun to capture the monster. "Be careful, master, hurry up and get rid of this monster." Lin Kaiyun's mouth slowly opened a playful arc, took a big step forward, and grabbed Oi like a cat. "Come, take my monster-killing punch." Lin Kaiyun swung his fist and hit Oi in the face. Blood immediately flowed and 2 teeth flew out. Everyone cheered, "Good fight, Master Xiaolin, quickly kill this monster." "Okay." Lin Kaiyun slapped Oi in the face, and the huge force made Oi spin around. 18 palms to slap the monster, snap. Lin Kaiyun started to hit Oi with his left and right fists, and Oi was spinning around like a spinning top. Broken teeth punch, kid kick, waist kick. Every time Lin Kaiyun punched and kicked, everyone couldn't help but cover their eyes. Ouch, oh my god, wow. Anyway, Oi was now in the state of being possessed by Daxoner, and his life was not on danger, so Lin Kaiyun didn't control his strength and hide him to his heart's content. After more than 10 minutes, Lin Kaiyun clapped his hands and said, "Okay, the demon in Oi's body has been expelled." The spirit cat Daxoner said hello to Lin Kaiyun and left. At this time, Oi was lying on the ground groaning. Many of his teeth had fallen out, and there were multiple fractures. There was no good part of his body. He would have to lie in bed for at least a month. "Thank you, Master Xiaolin. Thank you, Uncle Jiu." The security team lifted Oi up and thanked him before leaving. Woo woo. Oi looked at Lin Kaiyun and made a sound. "It's a small matter, no need to thank me." Lin Kaiyun walked forward, leaned down, and warned in a low voice, "Next time, if you don't open your eyes and look for trouble again, it won't be as simple as healing your injuries." Hearing this, Oi struggled in fear, and a miserable cry came out of his mouth. "Woo, woo, Captain, I understand what you mean. Don't tell me that you are injured. I will thank you on your behalf." The security team misunderstood Oi's meaning, and once again respectfully thanked Lin Kaiyun. "Thank you for saving my life, Master Xiaolin. Okay, let's go." Lin Kaiyun smiled and watched the aggrieved Oi go. The humming sound was miserable and ridiculous. Suddenly, Lin Kaiyun's face changed, and he took out the fairy incense, and the green smoke floated in one direction. Something big is going to happen. Chapter 30. The Man Behind the Scenes. Renjia Town, halfway up the back mountain, Lin Kaiyun and Lin Jiu walked cautiously on the mountain road, the green smoke in their hands still drifting away. The fairy incense will track the location of the old zombie, but this also shows that the disgusting old zombie is not dead yet. It's strange that he is still alive after being blown to pieces by the life and death buckle of heaven and earth, Lin Kaiyun muttered to himself. At this time, the two had come to the back of the sunny slope, which seemed very cool even in broad daylight. Master, be careful, we should be getting closer, Lin Kaiyun reminded him, and the green smoke on the fairy incense was getting shorter and shorter, which meant that they were almost there. Su-su-su-su. There was a sound of running around and bumping against branches and leaves in the dense forest. Lin Kaiyun and Lin Jiu looked at each other. Do it. Lin Jiu held a peach wood sword, and Lin Kaiyun was shining with golden light, and they jumped into the dense forest together. I saw that the old zombie was squatting in the grass, gnawing on a wild deer. He turned his head suddenly, and stared at Lin Kaiyun and Lin Jiu, who broke in with scarlet eyes. Roar. The weird big mouth opened and roared. What is this? Lin Kaiyun couldn't believe his eyes. The old zombie in front of him was a little different. It was the old master Ren Tingting who was blown apart by Lin Kaiyun, but his body was full of weird chaos. The old zombie's legs below the knees seemed to be the hooves of a certain beast, with broken claws wrapped around bones, and the body was full of mismatched cracks, tied with shriveled intestines. There was only one zombie tooth left in the mouth, and the lower jaw was sutured with the lower lip of a wild boar. Lin Jiu's face was solemn. He had never seen such a weird thing. His voice was low. It looks like it was squeezed together by someone. Yeah, Lin Kaiyun nodded and said, but it looks so disgusting. The old zombie roared, but did not attack, and turned around and ran. Don't let him run away, chase him. Lin Kaiyun and Lin Jiu didn't have time to think and chased after him. The old zombie was no longer jumping, but running like a beast, running very fast in the mountains and forests, and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Lin Kaiyun could not find the old zombie anywhere he looked, so he had to take out the fairy incense and chase after it along the green smoke. After chasing for several hundred meters, Lin Kaiyun and Lin Jiu came to a cave, and the sound of rats could be heard faintly around. Rats? Lin Kaiyun frowned. Isn't this the cave where the old zombie recuperated and evolved in the movie? He remembered that in the movie Amar Zombie, after the old zombie Ren Tingting was injured by Uncle Jiu, he ran into a cave and evolved after sucking the blood of rats. Lin Jiu felt the surrounding atmosphere, counted with his fingers, and said, there are so many rats here, it is obviously a place where yin gathers, and there may be monsters in this cave. Rats are extremely yin and filthy creatures, and generally like to be in places with heavy yin energy, and zombies are the same, they will automatically look for places with rich yin energy. Do you want to go in? Go in, whether it is a place where yin gathers, a monster, or a zombie. For Lin Jiu, they all need to be eliminated. And for Lin Kaiyun, they are all merit points that make him covetous. Pushing aside the weeds, the two walked into the cave. The rocks under their feet were very hard, and water was dripping from their heads. There was no light in the cave, but Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun's eyes were not ordinary, so they could still see clearly. At first, it was very narrow, only enough for one person, but it became wider and wider. After a few dozen meters, Lin Kaiyun saw the figure of the old zombie, standing in a dark place, as if waiting for them on purpose. Roar. The old zombie suddenly roared. In this closed cave, the sound was very loud and kept echoing. However, what surprised the two most was that a louder roar followed, and a huge figure walked out of the darkness. Is it a monster? Judging from its momentum, it's probably level 5. Lin Kaiyun's eyes flashed with light, and he saw the huge figure clearly. It was a gorilla, 5 meters tall, with black hair like iron, and looked full of power. After the gorilla appeared, the old zombie turned around and ran deeper. Lin Kaiyun's eyes were sharp, and lightning jumped on his fingertips. Master, let's kill this gorilla first. Kaiyun, I'll stop this gorilla. You go chase that old zombie. He's very weak now, don't give him a chance to recover. After saying that, Lin Jiu took out a handful of talismans and threw them out. Seeing this, Lin Kaiyun rolled to avoid the gorilla's slap and chased deep into the cave. Boom! The sound of talismans exploding came from behind him. Lin Kaiyun grinned. This explosion sound must have triggered more than 30 talismans. His master was really amazing when he didn't make a move. The direction Lin Kaiyun was chasing was a small tunnel, which seemed to be dug by humans. The strange thing was that there were countless animal skeletons under his feet. There is actually a light. After chasing for more than 10 meters and turning a corner, Lin Kaiyun saw the light. Suddenly, an open area appeared in front of him. There was a small stone house leaning against the rock, and an oil lamp flickered in the paper window. The outside of the house was full of knives, axes, saws, and files, all stained with dry and sticky blood. The surroundings were full of animal bodies that had not yet completely rotted. The old zombie stood by the door, staring at Lin Kaiyun. Creak. The old wooden door was pushed open, and a man in a black robe walked out. His hat covered his face tightly, making it difficult to see his facial features. "Boy from Maotian, you are the one who destroyed my treasure," the black-robed man said in a hoarse voice. "Baby," Lin Kaiyun asked doubtfully, "are you the Feng Shui master from decades ago? Do you have a grudge against the Ren family? Greed?" "Haha," the black-robed man sneered and said, "the dragonfly-dipped water hole was just a bait, and they finally took the bait. It's their fault that they are used to robbing and plundering. They deserve it." Then he walked towards Lin Kaiyun and shouted coldly, "I have been waiting for this zombie for a long time. It was just short of sucking the blood of my loved ones, but you destroyed it. Now you dare to come to me, looking for you." The word is not quite accurate. Lin Kaiyun shook his head, lightning flashed on his palm, and roared in a low voice, "To be precise, I am here to kill you. The sky and the earth are boundless, and the universe borrows the law." Thunder palm. Lin Kaiyun took a step forward, and the ki on his body rolled up. He slapped out with a palm, and the lightning was like a small snake, rushing towards the black-robed man. "Humph! Trivial tricks," the black-robed man snorted coldly and put his fingers together. Swish swish swish. Dozens of little paper figures appeared behind him, making piercing and sharp sounds. "Go!" The little paper figures went forward one after another, suppressing the thunder and lightning. "Oh! You're going to fight right away," Lin Kaiyun sneered, pushing his own energy to the extreme, and shouted, "Since ancient times, the one who fights first wins. Haven't you heard this saying, Yang Wu Lei?" Chapter 31 Free Talisman. Zizzizi. The violent lightning ran wildly on Lin Kaiyun's body, illuminating the entire cave. "Ha!" Lin Kaiyun shouted and took a step forward. Suddenly, a crack appeared on the hard stone surface, piercing the black-robed man. The lightning that gathered instantly seemed to have received an order and struck along the crack. "Damn it, isn't this kid from Maotian? How can he have such a pure thunder method?" The black-robed man's face changed drastically. At this time, he was wrestling with Lin Kaiyun. If he avoided it, he would inevitably suffer greater damage. "I can only bear it." Paper wall, close. The small paper figures that suppressed the lightning instantly released their force, densely stacked together, and built a wall in front of the black-robed man. The violent lightning struck instantly, and the paper wall trembled a few times, turning into fragments and breaking into pieces. The black-robed man retreated again and again, crossing his hands, and the red energy on his body diffused. "Paper fairies of the world, listen to my order, unite." Countless debris wrapped together and condensed into paper wall again, with red light flashing outside, making it more tenacious. Crack! Lightning and red light entangled together, making a harsh sound like metal collision. There were obvious cracks in the paper wall, and the red light was exhausted, but Lin Kaiyun's full-strength attack of Yang Wu Lei was blocked. Lin Kaiyun took out several 5 emperor's coins between his fingers and threw them on the walls on both sides, cutting iron like mud and embedding in the cracks of the stone. The sky is clear and the earth is bright. The 5 emperors are connected in heart, controlling all things. Those who are enlightened are enlightened. Those who hear my curse, hurry up and obey the command. 10. Lin Kaiyun waved his right hand and pinched a magic formula, and the 5 emperor's coins on both sides burst into red flames and connected together. Heaven and Earth Mysterious Sect, the root of all ki, it can protect the body from within and attack the enemy from outside. Lin Kaiyun rushed out in one step, gathering the golden light in his body into his fist. At this moment, he seemed to hold a round sun, wrapped in the incomparable Yang domineering, and smashed the paper wall with one punch. "What? How is it possible?" The black-robed man was instantly panicked. He never thought that Lin Kaiyun would break his paper wall defense so easily. Die? Lin Kaiyun would not give the black-robed man a chance to breathe. He instantly grabbed the black-robed man's neck and pressed him to the ground fiercely. Lin Kaiyun made a seal with his left hand. 5 emperors fire, burn. The red flames of the 5 emperors' coins on both sides instantly appeared behind Lin Kaiyun, flowing down his arms like magma to the black-robed man's body. Ah, the black-robed man howled miserably. These 5 emperor's coins have been in the hands of more than 10,000 people, and the flames are specifically for burning souls. The black-robed man couldn't break free, and his entire body turned blood red. The paper man is the medium, connecting yin and yang, distinguishing the 8 wastelands, without east, west, south, or north, open. A large amount of red light emerged from the black robe, intersecting and merging in the air. Bang! A large amount of red energy produced a sonic boom, turning into red blood spots that filled the sky. And all the blood spots transformed into paper men. He. Filled with this gloomy ghost cry, this sound carried a strange power, which eroded Lin Kaiyun's heart at this time. He quickly bit his finger and printed the blood on his fingertips under his ears to isolate the intrusion of the sound. The black-robed man also took this opportunity to break free from Lin Kaiyun's palm and escape. The man in black robe didn't care about his injuries. He crossed his hands like tiger claws. Spirit is the hand, God is the foot, and the ghost energy of heaven and earth is the head. There is no east, no west, no south, and no north. Ghost paper giant, merge, blood-red filaments condensed between his fingers, connecting all the paper figures together, turning into a huge physical paper figure with blood-red eyes, sharp fingers, and ghost energy surrounding his body. Although the ghost paper giant was huge, it was not slow and pounced on Lin Kaiyun. Lin Kaiyun used the ghost shadow to evade the attack of the ghost paper giant lightly. Damn, do you think you are the only one who can do it? I also have a big one, Uncle Shen, come out. Lin Kaiyun shouted with great momentum, but there was no response. For a while, the whole cave was filled with an awkward atmosphere. Lin Kaiyun's head also had several black lines, and he wanted to cry but had no tears. No way? Uncle Shen, didn't we sign a contract to be a horse? Please give me some face. Hiss. The ghost paper madman yelled and slapped Lin Kaiyun's head. Lin Kaiyun slid his feet and rolled nimbly to avoid it. Great immortal Wang Xiafeng. Come out. A wave of energy appeared in the cave, and Wang Xiafeng appeared at the position where Lin Kaiyun was just now. What's the matter, boss? What's the matter? Wang Xiafeng's real body came out and stood up like a human. Because it was not in combat mode, his body was less than 1 meter long, so ugly and cute. Be careful, Lin Kaiyun reminded him, but it was too late. Boss, what the hell are you talking about? What's going on? Wang Xiafeng scratched his ears. He really didn't understand what Lin Kaiyun meant. However, he suddenly felt a shadow above him. Bang! The huge force rolled up to flying ash, and the ghost paper giant accurately slapped Wang Xiafeng under his claws. Amitabha, good and good. Lin Kaiyun couldn't bear to watch the miserable scene, so he covered his eyes with his hands. Fuck you. Energy rolled on the ground, and a furry figure held up the claws of the ghost paper giant, and overturned the paper giant with a strong wind. Wang Xiafeng showed his fighting appearance, with a huge body and 2 claws like the sharp blades of Wolverine, flashing cold light. His tail dragged on the ground, and his entire back from bottom to top was all erected yellow hair, majestic, and 2 pointed ears, coiled with light yellow wind. Lin Kaiyun nodded with satisfaction, pointed at the ghost paper giant, and said casually, Wang Xiafeng, that giant is in your hands, no problem, I will definitely kill him today. Wang Xiafeng rushed up impatiently and fought with the ghost paper giant. Humph! Lin Kaiyun snorted coldly, clenched his fist, and shouted, you are a guy who dares not show himself, now it's your turn. As soon as the voice fell, Lin Kaiyun jumped up and pulled out dozens of talismans from the cloth bag. All kinds of fire talismans, water-inducing talismans, thunder-falling talismans, earthstone talismans, etc. were thrown at once. What the hell is this? Is this how the Maotian sex talismans are used? Who are you? The black-robed man was shocked by Lin Kaiyun. He threw the talismans out like they were free, and he didn't even consider whether they matched or not. It was just nonsense. Lin Kaiyun pinched his fingers and shot his key directly at a talisman. Zilla. A chain reaction was triggered instantly, and dozens of talismans were activated continuously. Boom. Snap. Tong. Continuous explosions sounded, and for a moment, flames, lightning, water waves, and dust intertwined together, completely burying the black-robed man. Matching? Why bother about it? Lin Kaiyun took out a bagua mirror, turned it over, lit a fire talisman, and used the smoke to smoke the entire mirror surface. The sky and the earth are dark yellow, The Bagua and the 8 symbols, mysterious fire Bagua mirror. The Bagua mirror spewed out raging flames, and huge waves of flames poured towards the explosion site. Chapter 32. A loving father and a filial son. Roar. The spliced old zombie fell to the ground with its limbs and ran over like a wild beast. I almost missed you. Lin Kaiyun saw the old zombie, reached out and took out a corpse-suppressing talisman, and was about to attack. Suddenly, he found that the old zombie was not rushing towards him at all, but ran straight into the raging fire. Is he going to commit suicide? Lin Kaiyun was stunned for a moment, and he couldn't understand the old zombie's behavior. No. Not suicide. The old zombie was burned all over, and forcibly pulled out a black-robed man in the explosion and fire. Lin Kaiyun saw the scene and frowned. What is this? The black-robed man revealed his true face at this time. Through the burned clothes, it can be clearly seen that there is actually a paper man inside. The bamboo skeleton and bamboo leaf veins are carefully wrapped to form a human figure, with all the facial features complete, which looks very scary and terrifying. The old zombie showed his human side, and kept slapping the flames on the black-robed man with his broken claws. Lin Kaiyun had never expected this scene. Lin Kaiyun walked forward, looking puzzled, and asked, "What are you? Are you a human or a monster?" Roar. The old zombie saw Lin Kaiyun approaching and shouted fiercely. The black-robed man stretched out his pale paper hand, grabbed the old zombie, and said in a low voice, "Xiaoguang, don't, Xiaoguang." Lin Kaiyun frowned and looked at the old zombie and said, "Isn't this the old man of the Ren family?" "Yes, this is my son Xiaoguang." The black-robed man sat up with all his strength, and his paper body made a rustling sound, which could fall apart at any time. When the red light on his body faded, it was the time when his soul flew away. Maybe there was no one to talk to in this life, so the black-robed man told Lin Kaiyun everything. It turned out that the black-robed man was a traveling doctor with superb medical skills. In his early years, he took his son Xiaoguang to save people everywhere. Xiaoguang showed a very good medical talent, which made the black-robed man feel very relieved. There is nothing more exciting than having a successor. But an accident happened. Xiaoguang got a strange disease, his body deteriorated and shrank. He tried countless ways, but couldn't save Xiaoguang. He wanted him to save people all his life, but he couldn't save his own child. He tried countless unorthodox methods, and finally a mysterious man gave him hope. The mysterious man taught him some feng shui things, turned him into Paper Man, gave him the ability to control paper, and put Xiaoguang's soul in a jar. As long as he successfully raised a zombie, he would give his son a new body. After that, he used the feng shui treasure cave to make a plan and raised Ren Tingting, the old man of the Ren family, into a zombie. As a result, at the last step, it was destroyed by Lin Kaiyun. He asked for help from the mysterious man, but after hearing that the zombie was destroyed, the mysterious man let him fend for himself. The man in black robe could only use medical skills and things he had learned about feng shui souls to find a new body for Xiaoguang. But the body of an ordinary person can't be integrated at all. The man in black robe tried many times and all failed. Xiaoguang's soul was also injured and faced the danger of disintegration. The black-robed man had no choice but to piece together the remains of the old zombie and melt Xiaoguang's soul into it. After listening to the black-robed man's story, Lin Kaiyun felt a little touched, but the black-robed man was still an evil cultivator who killed people. There are many poor people. If everyone is like the black-robed man, wouldn't it be a purgatory on earth? He asked coldly, "Where is that mysterious man? How did you contact him?" "Ha, I don't know. Only he can contact me with paper figures. My ability to control paper was given to me by the mysterious man." The black-robed man shook his head and laughed. He was laughing at his own stubbornness and the final failure. He looked at Lin Kaiyun with his hollow eyes and said in a pleading tone, "Can I beg you to let Xiaoguang go? Just let him survive in this deep mountain, okay?" "No." Lin Kaiyun shook his head and refused directly. He pointed at the old zombie and said, "He is no longer Xiaoguang. Maybe he has a trace of Xiaoguang's consciousness, but he has become a ghost. You should be able to feel it." The man was about to die, and the black-robed man was relieved at this time. "Okay. Then let us continue to practice medicine in hell." The old zombie who was concerned about the black-robed man just now may have realized that something was wrong and turned his head to escape. The black-robed man burst out with his last ability. His whole body bounced up, and hugged the old zombie. "Xiaoguang, don't be afraid. Dad will go to hell with you, roar. The old zombie exuded evil spirit all over his body, struggling desperately, and his broken claws tore the black-robed man's paper body. There was no longer the look of a loving father and a filial son just now. Little master, please lead the way for us later. The red light on the black-robed man's body flashed continuously, and the ghost paper giant who was being beaten by Wang Xiafeng suddenly rushed to the black-robed man and pressed the old zombie under him. Boom! The ghost paper giant exploded, and the huge explosion force made the whole cave tremble, and countless cracks appeared, and debris kept falling. Damn, it's not going to collapse, right? Lin Kaiyun felt the changes in the cave and was a little worried. If it really collapsed, he would not be able to loot the black-robed man's things. Ding! Congratulations to the host for defeating the evil paperman cultivator and gaining 3,000 merit points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for defeating the low-level ghost and gaining 500 merit points. The voice of the system sounded in his mind. Hearing this, Lin Kaiyun was relieved. The black-robed man and the old zombie were really dead. Host, Lin Kaiyun, current realm, level 3, extending life and freedom, merit points. 10,500 points, skills, Yang Wulei, max level. Golden Light Curse, max level. Ghost Shadow Mystery, minor success. Current identity, Maotian Sect's true disciple, Lin Fengjiao's eldest disciple, a disciple who goes out to perform rituals, and the leader of the immortal ranking of ritual masters. Merit points required to draw. 5,000, merit points required to upgrade. 50,000, the system has detected that the merit points have reached the standard for the lottery. Do you want to draw? Draw, consume 5,000 merit points and get a lottery draw. The next lottery draw requires 10,000 merit points. The huge chaotic prize pool started to move. And a ball of light flashed and flew in front of Lin Kaiyun, then cracked open. The system prompt sounded, congratulations to the host, you have obtained the Divine Tongshan Talisman, full level, which has been automatically learned. Tongshan Talisman, the user can draw talismans successfully, and can draw talismans in the air, without the need for talisman paper or any preparation, and there is no interval between the talismans. Tongshan Talisman? Lin Kaiyun had no time to get excited, and the blue light covered Lin Kaiyun's whole body. In an instant, it seemed as if he was in a mysterious world, with countless blue talismans floating around. Strange patterns flashed in his mind, and obscure messages filled his mind, but Lin Kaiyun did not feel uncomfortable at all, but very comfortable, a feeling of sudden enlightenment. Lin Kaiyun suddenly opened his eyes, flashing blue light. He looked at Wang Xiafeng and shouted, Wang Xiafeng, stand at attention. Chapter 33 almost sucked me dry. Wang Xiafeng, stand at attention. Wang Xiafeng licked his paws with satisfaction after the paper ghost giant exploded. Suddenly, he heard Lin Kaiyun's shout. Haha, boss. Wang Xiafeng was a little confused, staring with round eyes. Lin Kaiyun showed a playful smile at the corner of his mouth, stretched out his hand and probed in the air, and in an instant, 6 fire talismans appeared in the void, flashing a light blue light. Go! The talisman flew out quickly, aiming directly at the confused Wang Xiafeng. Boom! 6 fire talismans exploded one after another, and flames spread all over the sky. Lin Kaiyun waved his hand, and the key swept out, stirring up a raging wind to extinguish the flames, revealing the figure of Wang Xiafeng. White smoke was coming out of his head, his soft fur was burnt black, his tail was almost burnt bald. He blinked his round eyes, aggrieved. Boss, what's wrong? Why did you hit me? Ha ha ha! Lin Kaiyun laughed, pointed at the silly hair on Wang Xiafeng's head, and said with a smile, Xiafeng, why don't you dodge? Boss, didn't you tell me to stand at attention and don't move? This is my fault. Lin Kaiyun tried to hold back his laughter, spread his hands, and explained, I mainly wanted to try the Tongshan Lu, but I didn't expect you really didn't dodge. By the way, can your hair be restored after being burned like this? Wang Xiafeng looked at his burnt bald tail, and answered seriously, yes, it will grow back in 2 days. That's good, that's good. Lin Kaiyun immediately felt at ease, otherwise he would be afraid of being laughed at if he summoned a bald Wang Daxon. By the way, why did you suddenly speak in dialect? He had wanted to ask for a long time, but he was fighting before and didn't have time. Wang Xiafeng shook his smoking head, I don't know, anyway, once you summoned me, I started to speak like this. Suddenly, Uncle Shen's voice rang in Lin Kaiyun's mind, he has shown signs of reversion in your immortal list. Reversion? Wow, this is the first time I heard that reversion means reversion to language. Lin Kaiyun was full of curiosity and asked, Uncle Shen, are there any other benefits of his reversion? Can he turn into an ancient mythical beast or something? No response. Lin Kaiyun smiled slightly. I'm not angry, I'm used to it. Xiaofeng, it's okay, you can go back. As soon as the voice fell, Wang Xiaofeng disappeared with burn for Lin Kaiyun opened his attribute panel. Host, Lin Kaiyun, current realm, level 3, extending life and freedom, merit points. 5,500 points, skills, Yang Wulei, max level. Golden Light Curse, max level. Ghost Shadow Mystery, minor success. Tuangshan Lu, max level. 7 Killing Orders of Gods and Ghosts, killing order, current identity, Maotian Sect's true disciple, Lin Fengjiao's eldest disciple, a disciple who goes out to perform rituals, and the master of the list of immortals who go out to perform rituals. Merit points required for the lottery. 10,000, merit points required for upgrading. 50,000, in the past 2 days, he had earned more than 10,000 merit points by killing zombies and getting rid of souls, but half of them were gone in an instant. However, he was able to earn a lot of money by drawing the Tongshan Lu. What Lin Kaiyun was most dissatisfied with was that the merit points required for the next lottery had doubled. At his current speed of ferrying souls, he could draw the next one in less than a week. Lin Kaiyun exited the system and walked into the stone house. The black-robed man had been blown to pieces, and he was ready to search the room. The furnishings in the stone house were very simple. There was not even a bed, only a table, and an oil lamp on the table, which gave off a strange smell, as if it was burning animal oil. Why is there nothing here? Lin Kaiyun looked through it, but did not find anything valuable, only some pills, which were simply used to replenish ki and blood, and were of no use to him at all. This is too shabby. There are no treasures, but at least there are some dollars. Lin Kaiyun curled his lips and prepared to leave. Uncle Shen's voice suddenly came. There is something under the table. It should be useful to you. Under the table? Lin Kaiyun supported himself and looked carefully, and conducted a carpet search with his extraordinary vision. Is this it? He found something under the table leg to pad the table, lifted the table and took it out. It was a crumpled silk, cool in the hand, and very tough, but there was no content on it. Lin Kaiyun pulled hard and found that he couldn't tear it. This thing is definitely not an ordinary item. The key in his hand flowed and coated on the silk, but there was no reaction. Water, fire, and strong light were all useless. It seems that I have to use a trick. Lin Kaiyun bit his finger and forced out a lot of blood, which dripped in the silk. The silk quickly shrank and turned into a drop of blood. What the hell? What is this? I poured so much blood, and you turned into a drop. Lin Kaiyun looked at this change and was a little confused. He stretched out his finger and touched it. The blood drop seemed to have life and instantly drilled into Lin Kaiyun's body. He quickly opened the golden light curse to resist, but it didn't work at all. This life? Parasitic beast or grey tonic? Lin Kaiyun's ki was flowing all over his body, and he didn't find anything unusual. Buzz! Lin Kaiyun's mind instantly received a string of information. The 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley. Demon bow, blood king of hell. Using the body as a bow and blood as arrows, shooting through the 9 heavens. What is this? This message is short, but every word shocked Lin Kaiyun. The body is a bow? Blood is an arrow? Lin Kaiyun seemed to be in a trance, and kept muttering. His hand naturally raised, posing a bow-drawing posture, blood beads visibly condensed, filled with a bloody smell. Swish! The blood arrow shot out directly, and the entire cave was covered with the blood. The blood in Lin Kaiyun's body was obviously churning. The blood arrow was extremely fast and silent. It easily penetrated a wall and shot through the entire mountain. The sun shone in through the small hole. And Lin Kaiyun pulled the bow again, and blood beads oozed out. Heaven and earth Zuanzong, the root of all ki, golden light rolled in Lin Kaiyun's body, and instantly wrapped around his body with golden flames. The golden light spell made Lin Kaiyun sober up. His face was extremely pale at this moment, and he became very weak. Damn, it's really the demon bow, it almost sucked me dry. Lin Kaiyun remembered everything that happened just now. When he thought about the demon bow in his mind, he couldn't help but fall into it. This demon bow is very evil. It is easy to confuse the mind and make people become its slaves. However, its power is very strong. Even the user can clearly feel the dangerous breath in the blood arrow. Damn, just one arrow, I lost nearly a quarter of my blood. I guess I will die before the enemy is killed. Lin Kaiyun was weak all over, covering his chest weakly. There was nothing useful in the stone house. Lin Kaiyun left directly, and he didn't know whether Lin Jiu had solved the gorilla. Chapter 34, Get a pet to guard the house. The sky and the earth are boundless. The universe borrows the law. The wooden sword stanza. Lin Jiu placed his 2 fingers on the peach wood sword and swiped it quickly, and the sword beam shot out. The gorilla shook its body to avoid it, and the sword beam grazed its head and shot into the wall, blowing a big hole. Lin Jiu jumped several meters, slapped the sword on the gorilla's face, and pasted a fire talisman. Puff! The flames burned. The gorilla's hair was as hard as iron, and it was not afraid of this flame at all. Howl! It howled and beat its chest, extremely angry. Suddenly, the gorilla jumped forward and punched Lin Jiu with both fists. Lin Jiu threw out the ink line and tied the gorilla's legs, then jumped back continuously to avoid the gorilla's fists. Boom! The powerful fist fell, and the hard boulder was smashed into a big hole. For a while, the entrance of the hole was full of flying sand and rocks. The man and the gorilla fought fiercely, and their moves were equally matched. It was more like a competition than a fight to eliminate the demon. Lin Jiu did not use any powerful moves. He felt that the gorilla did not have a strong demonic aura, and it was obvious that it had never harmed anyone. For such a kind demon, Lin Jiu would not kill it. Of course, not harming anyone does not mean that it has a good temper. In the eyes of the gorilla, Lin Jiu was deliberately disturbing it to practice, and he would not show mercy when he started fighting. At this moment, an arrow with a strong smell of blood shot out from the mountain and pierced the gorilla's shoulder. Ouch! The gorilla screamed and fell to the ground. After the blood arrow shot through the gorilla, it shot through the wall and disappeared into the sky. The gorilla struggled to stand up with his fists on the ground and ran weakly into the cave. Lin Jiu also had a solemn expression. The blood arrow carried a terrifying aura, which made him feel terrified. Lin Jiu was worried about Lin Kaiyun's safety and ran into the cave. Just like that, Lin Jiu and the gorilla, who had just fought fiercely, ran into the cave at the same time. Oh my god, you scared me, Lin Kaiyun, Lin Jiu, and the gorilla, the 2 people and the beast, looked at each other. When they ran into the cave, Lin Kaiyun also ran out, and they met each other by chance. Lin Kaiyun put away the golden light spell, and Lin Jiu also put down the peach wood sword. The gorilla quietly squatted on the side, burying his head in his arms, for fear that others would notice him. Kaiyun, are you okay? I'm fine, master. Are you okay? I'm fine. Lin Jiu and Lin Kaiyun greeted each other with concern. After that, Lin Kaiyun told Lin Jiu about what happened inside as if no one was there. After hearing this, Lin Jiu nodded and said with emotion, well, although he is a pitiful person, he is also an unforgivable evil cultivator. Eliminating him can be regarded as eliminating harm for the people. Lin Kaiyun asked, by the way, master, do you know the 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley? The 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley? You know a little bit. If you want to hear it, I will tell you in detail when I go back, okay? Lin Kaiyun nodded, and suddenly remembered that the gorilla seemed to be still there. He pointed at the shivering gorilla in the corner and asked, Master, what's the matter with this monster? Did you beat him? After hearing Lin Kaiyun's voice, the gorilla shuddered and covered his head with his claws tightly, fully demonstrating to the 2 what it means to cover one's ears and steal the bell. The blood arrow that shot it just now made it very scared. As a monster, the gorilla clearly felt that the taste of the blood arrow was the same as the blood in Lin Kaiyun's body. Lin Jiu put his hands behind his back. He looked at the gorilla's strange appearance and shook his head. I don't know what happened. Just now, there was a very evil arrow that shot the gorilla, and then it ran away and suddenly became like this. Then let's take the opportunity to get rid of this monster. Lin Kaiyun's eyes flashed with greed, and lightning appeared on his hands. For him, this gorilla might be a merit point. If he gave more, he might be able to directly draw a lottery. When the gorilla heard what Lin Kaiyun said, he was so scared that he sat down against the wall, and his claws kept gesturing. Lin Jiu stopped Lin Kaiyun and said, Kaiyun, forget it. This gorilla has never hurt anyone. All things have spirits, and it is not easy to practice. The gorilla obviously understood what Lin Jiu said, and nodded repeatedly in a very humane way, and bowed to Lin Kaiyun with his claws. Lin Jiu looked at the gorilla and analyzed with great certainty. Kaiyun, this gorilla has already developed intelligence. Look at its gesture, it seems to want to follow you and be your pet. What? The gorilla can indeed understand human language. Its gesture is to thank Lin Kaiyun for not killing it. How did it become a pet? The gorilla waved its claws quickly, pointed at Lin Kaiyun, then pointed at itself, and bowed its claws to indicate that it was expressing its gratitude. Lin Jiu paced in place with his hands behind his back, and analyzed the gorilla's meaning again, saying, Kaiyun, this gorilla is quite interesting. It has become much more honest after seeing you. Maybe it's fate. I wonder if it can become smaller. If it can, take it in. The gorilla almost vomited blood when he heard what Lin Jiu said. If it wasn't afraid of Lin Kaiyun, it would have to fight Lin Jiu again on the spot. Well, it's not bad to have a pet. Lin Kaiyun nodded, then looked up at the gorilla and asked, Big silly guy, can you become smaller? If you can, I'll take you in. If you can't, I'll just kill you. Huh? Kill? When the gorilla heard this, it instantly controlled the demonic energy in its body and shrank its size to about half a meter. Wow, it can really become smaller. Lin Kaiyun didn't expect that the gorilla could really change its size. He walked over, picked up the gorilla directly, and said with a smile, Dahui, let's go. From now on, you will follow me, guard the house and the yard, and you will definitely get enough bananas. The gorilla cried out of grievance. It was originally a free mountain king who liked to sleep, but it became a pet for no reason. The main reason was that the blood arrow just now was too terrifying, and it didn't dare to resist at all. Lin Jiu watched Lin Kaiyun pick up the gorilla like a chicken and laughed. Haha, Dahui, good, easy to remember. It seems that it likes this name very much. It was so moved that it shed tears. Yeah, I think this name is good too. At this time, it was already dark, and Lin Kaiyun carried the gorilla and Lin Jiu back to the charity cemetery. Pushing open the wooden door, Lin Kaiyun threw the gorilla directly in the yard and shouted, Wenke, Wenke. I brought you a companion, whose IQ should be about the same as yours. Brother, master, you are back. The voice came before the person. Soon, Wenke ran out from the inner hall, followed by Taoist Simu. Simu also greeted him. Kaiyun, brother. Lin Kaiyun's eyes focused. Uncle master? Are you injured? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35, Possessing a Treasure. Taoist Simu was covered in dirt and looked very embarrassed. His robe had several holes in it and his arms were bandaged. I encountered dozens of unruly guys. They beat me up and I got a little injured. Taoist Simu approached and described the experience of being besieged seriously, how he fought against dozens of people and retreated calmly. It was so vivid and lifelike. Lin Kaiyun looked at Taoist Simu and knew that he should be fine. Lin Jiu also put away his worried expression and shook his head helplessly. Taoist Simu found that no one was cheering for his speech, so he shouted quickly, Hey, what's with that expression on your face? You don't believe me. I, Taoist Simu, have been in the martial arts world for decades. How can I be easily dealt with by such a person? Lin Jiu really didn't want to listen to Simu's bragging. He took a look at him impatiently and asked, What's going on? Taoist Simu put away his frivolous look, and his whole demeanor changed. He looked serious. Okay. Some guys from the Earth Escape sect seem to be looking for the 36 magical powers of the Shangxin Valley, and I ran into them. The 36 magical powers of the Shangxin Valley again. Lin Jiu frowned, walked towards the room, and slowly said, Simu, Kaiyun, come in with me. Wenke, go find Chu Sheng, master. What 36 magical powers? I want to hear it too. Wenke looked reluctant, and quickly ran to Lin Jiu, begging, Master, can I listen to you before I go find Chu Sheng? Lin Kaiyun shouted directly, Dahui. Get this idiot out. After hearing Lin Kaiyun's voice, Dahui did not dare to neglect it at all. He walked and crawled to Wenke and roared. Ayo! 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 Wenke looked at the half-meter-tall gorilla under his feet and laughed. What is this thing? A dog, or a monkey? Do we have a new pet? Roar. Dahui could understand human language. Wenke called it a dog, and he was immediately very angry. He directly enlarged his body and punched Wenke in front of him. Bang! In an instant, A big pit was smashed in the courtyard of the charity cemetery, and dust and smoke were dense. Ah, monster! Wen Kai fell to the ground in fear and ran away for his life. This, Taoist Simu raised his head, looked at Daohui's huge body, felt the vigorous blood and energy in it, and exclaimed, "Is this a level 5 monster?" "Yes. This is my new pet." Guarding the house and yard for the charity cemetery, Lin Kaiyun nodded, then looked at Daohui, pointed at the pit in the yard, and shouted, "You smashed it yourself. You are responsible for filing it up." "Oh." Daohui responded without any complaints, shrank his body, and began to dig soil to fill the pit. This, Taoist Simu almost dropped his jaw in shock. "You know, a level 5 monster is more powerful than an ordinary level 5 practitioner, and even he can't beat it now." He gave Lin Kaiyun a thumbs up and couldn't help but exclaimed, "Junior brother Kaiyun, uncle admires you." Admiration. Several people came into the room. Lin Jiu brewed 3 cups of kung fu tea, handed them to the two, and asked with a glance at Simu, "Junior brother, what's going on?" "Tell the truth." Taoist Simu took a sip of tea and narrated, "I was at the corpse driving station and accidentally heard someone secretly discussing the search for the 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley, and it was certain that they were from the Fengmen sect. Then I was chased by the 2 of them. I circled around with them for a few times, and after getting rid of them, I came back here." 2 people, Lin Kaiyun exclaimed subconsciously and laughed. "Uncle, didn't you say dozens of people?" "Ahem." Taoist Simu coughed twice, evasive his eyes, and said awkwardly, "Don't pay attention to these. This is not the point." Lin Jiu's face was solemn. He put down the kung fu tea and said, "If it is really the Dundee sect, then they have violated the rules of Fengmen and may be shot." Taoist Simu nodded, thinking of the 2 bastards who beat him up, and cursed with gritted teeth. "I made my judgment based on my martial arts skills. Unfortunately, I don't have any actual evidence, otherwise I would make them pay for it." Lin Jiu looked at Lin Kaiyun and asked, "By the way, Kaiyun, don't you want to know the 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley?" Lin Kaiyun nodded, put down the steaming cup of kung fu tea, and listened attentively. Lin Jiu remembered what his master said about the 36 magical powers, and told Lin Kaiyun exactly what he said. "Actually, I don't know much. You should know that each sect has its own specialty, many of which are passed down by ancestors, and some are self-created, but it's not clear how the 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley came into being, and each one is extremely powerful. Now it's only clear that there are 2 in the Xianxi mansion on Longhu Mountain. Rumor has it that it seems to be related to the plague. I don't know if other sects have it." Lin Kaiyun asked, "Master, doesn't Darmaotian have any?" "No, I haven't heard of it." Taoist Simu shook his head, and his words were very certain. He continued, "And it's called the 36 magical powers, but there are not necessarily 36. Lin Jiu also nodded in agreement. "That's right, there are many strange skills in the world. Some people lie that they are the inheritors of the 36 magical powers, but it turns out to be fake. Some people may have mastered it but hide it, so no one knows, and it is rumored that this kind of skill can be learned and used by monsters and ghosts." Hearing this, Lin Kaiyun was shocked and asked in confusion, "What kind of monsters and ghosts can also learn? How is it possible?" Lin Jiu understood Lin Kaiyun's mood at this time. He also had the same expression after listening to his master. He said, "It is incredible. Before the sect closed its doors, that is, more than 80 years ago, the martial arts world was relatively prosperous at that time. There is some evidence to prove that monsters and ghosts mastered the 36 magical powers, and even caused the sect to encircle and suppress them at that time." Lin Kaiyun nodded and remained silent. His brain was thinking rapidly. The 36 magical powers of Shangxin Valley are so magical that even monsters and ghosts can use them. An innocent man is guilty of possessing a treasure. Although Lin Kaiyun believes in Lin Jiu, he does not believe in other people in Maotian, so he decided not to tell anyone about the demon bow, Blood Hades. Master, something bad has happened." At this time, Wen Kai's shouting came from the yard. The 3 of them put down their teacups calmly and walked out slowly. They have long been accustomed to Wen Kai's silly energy. Lin Kaiyun saw Wen Kai in the yard, hiding from Daohui in the corner with a banana leaf in his hand. He smiled and asked, "What's wrong?" "What happened?" Wen Kai cried, "Master! Uncle! Brother, please go quickly. Qiu Sheng was bewitched by a ghost and almost beat me to death." Chapter 36, A Gentle Place, Envied by Others. "Ghost? Wen Kai, stop fooling around. What's going on?" Lin Jiu walked to Wen Kai in 2 steps, tore off the banana leaf in Wen Kai's hand, and looked anxious. When ordinary people meet a ghost, even if they are lucky enough not to die, they will lose their lifespan and become ill. Wen Kai pointed to his red and swollen eyes and said aggrievedly, "Master, Chu Sheng is now in the ruined house over at the city god temple, drinking with a female ghost. I wanted to call him back, but he hit me." Hearing this, Lin Kaiyun frowned. Ruined house? Female ghost? It should be Dong Xiaoi in the movie. You guys are in the charity cemetery. I'll be back soon. Lin Jiu was about to go out when he was stopped by Lin Kaiyun. "Master, that ghost didn't hurt Wen Kai, so it must not be an evil ghost. Let me go." "Okay, Kaiyun, be careful." Lin Jiu nodded. He was very clear about the strength of his eldest disciple. The night was dark, and Lin Kaiyun walked slowly towards the city god temple. He had seen the movie and knew that the female ghost was not going to kill Chu Sheng, so there was no need to rush. After about half an hour, Lin Kaiyun arrived at the ruined house that Wen Kai mentioned, but he did not go directly to Chu Sheng. Instead, he walked around the city god temple with great interest. The underworld exists. Lin Kaiyun is very sure of this, and the Maotian lineage has always had a relationship with the underworld. But as the underworld temple, the city god temple is very dilapidated at this time, and there is no breath of the underworld. Lin Kaiyun shook his head and turned away. He didn't take it seriously. Maybe the city god temple moved to a new home, and the one in Renjia town was abandoned. He walked to the outside of an ancient house next to him. This ancient house looks like green bricks and green tiles, brightly lit, and the decoration is either rich or noble. But Lin Kaiyun knows that this is just a ruin, covered by the female ghost's illusion. Lin Kaiyun held the wall with one hand and jumped in. Following the light, I found Chu Sheng and the female ghost. I didn't know until I saw them. I was shocked. Chu Sheng and the female ghost were in love in the room, enjoying delicious food and wine, sleeping together. The female ghost had a graceful figure and extraordinary temperament. She gently rested her head on Chu Sheng's chest. This warm scene was really enviable. This female ghost is quite good at confusing the mind. Lin Kaiyun had to admire the female ghost's methods. He was already at the 3rd level, psychic vision, and his eyesight was different from that of ordinary people, but the scene was still surreal. Lin Kaiyun's fingers flashed with golden light and wiped them in front of his eyes. The female ghost's realistic illusion collapsed instantly, and the magnificent house showed its true face, with weeds, broken bricks and tiles, and wet spider webs everywhere. The appearance of the beautiful female ghost was even more terrifying. Half of her face was covered with rotten flesh, as if it had melted. The white bones and red flesh were mixed together, which was extremely disgusting. The scene that I envied just now has completely changed. The rotten half-face is sticking to Chu Sheng's body. Tisk tisk tisk. Chu Sheng, this kid, is really not an ordinary person. Lin Kaiyun couldn't help but mourn for Chu Sheng at this time. The female ghost on the bed sat up instantly, rolled up her hands and wrapped her body with clothes. But the female ghost was obviously overthinking. Lin Kaiyun didn't want to look at the female ghost's body at all at this time. Nothing else, just a little nauseous. The female ghost woke Chu Sheng up, and her cold face immediately became gentle, and she said coquettishly, "Chu Sheng, wake up, there are thieves coming, I'm so scared." Chu Sheng rubbed his eyes in a daze, and held the female ghost's shoulder to comfort him. "Don't worry, I'm here, no one can bully you." Then Chu Sheng jumped up and shouted out the window, "Who is so bold to mess with my girlfriend?" Seeing this, Lin Kaiyun simply took action. He split the window open with his palm, jumped in, and without saying a word, drew several ghost-suppressing talismans in the air and hit the female ghost. The female ghost Dong Xiaoi reacted instantly, and her long hair grew wildly, whipping the talisman away like a whip. HMPH, I won't turn back until I hit the south wall. Lin Kaiyun snorted coldly, and lightning flashed all over his body, and he struck at the female ghost. Yang Wulei, the female ghost's face was full of fear. Ghosts are extremely yin, especially female ghosts. Ghost bodies are most afraid of this kind of extremely yang attack. They will be burned if they touch it. The female ghost howled. The hair behind her head grew uncontrollably, gradually crossed, and completely wrapped herself up, forming a hair pupa. Sizzle. The lightning hit the female ghost's hair pupa, and immediately a burning smell came out, and the hair pupa burned. My hair! The female ghost untied the hair pupa, screamed and rolled continuously. At this time, Her hair was burned in half, and the ghost body was also corroded by lightning, and was seriously damaged. Dong Xiaoyu was only a third-level ghost, and she was unable to resist Lin Kaiyun's attack. She also realized that she was no match for him, so she turned around and pitifully held Chu Sheng's shoulders, crying, "My husband, this man bullied me and wanted to occupy me. You have to help me." Chu Sheng shook his head and was confused again. He rolled up his sleeves, pointed at Lin Kaiyun and cursed loudly, "Okay, oi, you dare to bully my girlfriend, let me teach you a lesson." As soon as he finished speaking, Chu Sheng kicked him. Lin Kaiyun grabbed Chu Sheng's ankle, exerted a little force, and threw him out. He didn't have time to care about Chu Sheng now. Lin Kaiyun stared at Dong Xiaoyu and shouted in a deep voice, "Dong Xiaoyu, if you still insist on your wrongdoing, I will kill you. You should know that if I want to, it is easy to turn you into ashes." Dong Xiaoyu did not dare to look into Lin Kaiyun's eyes, and continued to shout at Chu Sheng, "Husband, save me, beast, stop it." Chu Sheng climbed up. In his eyes, he saw Wei grabbing Dong Xiaoyu and forcibly kissing her. He was so angry that his eyes were spitting fire, and he picked up a stool and smashed it. "Alice, I didn't want you to know this fact, but now it seems that you should face the reality." Lin Kaiyun kicked sideways and broke the chair in Chu Sheng's hand. He circulated the qi flow in his palm and directly pulled Chu Sheng over, and then smeared the golden light on Chu Sheng's eyebrows. "Buzz! Brother!" Chu Sheng looked at Lin Kaiyun and patted his head. He woke up instantly, looked around, and shouted, "Oh my god, where is this? Why am I here?" Lin Kaiyun tapped Dong Xiaoyu with his chin and smiled, "Yes, this is your paradise, don't you remember?" Chu Sheng followed the direction of Lin Kaiyun and saw Dong Xiaoyu, who was covered in dark ghost energy, with a bloody face, disgusting and terrifying. Chu Sheng was so scared that he rushed behind Lin Kaiyun and shouted tremblingly, "Brother, there's a ghost, kill her quickly." Chapter 37, The Ghost Messenger. Since he had helped Chu Sheng break the illusion, Lin Kaiyun certainly would not miss the opportunity to tease him. He said with a smile, "Chu Sheng, this is your treasure. Xiaoyu, have you forgotten?" "What? Treasure?" Chu Sheng was stunned for a moment, muttering to himself, and some fragments came to his mind. Drinking, chatting, sleeping in the same bed. No way. My Xiaoyu is a beauty. How could she be a ghost? Chu Sheng shook his head repeatedly, his hands kept waving, and he could not accept this fact for a while. Suddenly, Chu Sheng touched his waist and asked Lin Kaiyun in horror, "Brother, why does my waist hurt so much?" "No way. It can't be true." "Right, yes, it's true." Lin Kaiyun nodded seriously. Chu Sheng's waist pain may be due to damage to his essence, or it may be caused by Lin Kaiyun's kick. Oh my god. Ghosts and I. Chu Sheng suddenly felt hopeless and knelt on the ground, raised his hands and looked up at the sky, and shouted, "Ah! Ah!" The ghost girl Dong Xiaoyu looked at Chu Sheng's disgusted look, feeling a little sad, and whispered softly, "Husband, I am Xiaoyu." Lin Kaiyun's palm flashed with lightning, his eyes were cold, and he shouted, "Dong Xiaoyu, humans and ghosts are on different paths. You are harming him by staying with him. Are you going to follow me obediently now, or will you be annihilated?" Dong Xiaoyu did not answer immediately, but looked at Chu Sheng and called out tenderly, "Husband." This time, Dong Xiaoyu did not use illusion. So in Chu Sheng's eyes, a female ghost with a bloody face and blue veins and bones was calling him. He was so scared that he quickly retreated. This is not a difference between humans and ghosts, it's just self-love. Dong Xiaoyu was no longer fierce at this time, and she talked to herself like a helpless person. Soon, Dong Xiaoyu looked up at Lin Kaiyun and said decisively, "Sir, go ahead, you haven't hurt anyone yet, I won't kill you, but if you stay in the world without permission, you will be judged in the underworld." Lin Kaiyun shook off the lightning on his hand, took 2 steps forward, and continued, "However, I can write you a petition talisman, which may reduce some of the punishment, sir." "Thank you." Dong Xiaoyu bowed to thank him. Without saying a word, Lin Kaiyun bit his fingertips, drew a spell, waved it casually, dropped it to the ground, and spontaneously combusted. He reached out from his waist and took out a handful of 5 emperor's coins, placed it in the palm of his left hand, and the blood on his fingertips wiped the copper coins, and read aloud, "Yanlu Oda Zhang, Shangqing and Xiaming, the ghost road is difficult to travel, hereby pointed out, hurry up is the law." Throwing out the 5 emperor's coins one by one, 2 by 2, formed a half-meter wide passage that extended into the distance. Then he opened the cloth bag, took out the purple talisman paper and the cinnabar pen, and wrote down Dong Xiaoyu's life on the talisman paper. The love talisman rose up without wind and floated along the money channel. Lin Kaiyun shouted with a voice like thunder, "Dong Xiaoyu, go to the underworld to report quickly, don't delay, let's go." Dong Xiaoyu stepped into the channel after hearing the voice, turned around and looked at Chu Sheng reluctantly. Alice, Lin Kaiyun saw Dong Xiaoyu's infatuated look and shook his head helplessly. This person and ghost are definitely impossible, but this Dong Xiaoyu may really love Chu Sheng. Let me help you in the end. Lin Kaiyun raised his finger and lifted the golden light spell on his and Chu Sheng's eyes. In an instant, Dong Xiaoyu became beautiful again, wearing plain clothes and standing tall. "Xiaoyu!" Chu Sheng stood up, looked at Dong Xiaoyu, and shouted infatuatedly. Chu Sheng knew everything. Dong Xiaoyu in this state was the lover in his memory. Even though he knew Dong Xiaoyu was a ghost, he couldn't help but feel some unspeakable emotions at this time. Dong Xiaoyu was relieved. She smiled at Chu Sheng and said, "My husband, I hope you can meet a good man in the future." Then Dong Xiaoyu knelt down in front of Lin Kaiyun, and this time she thanked him sincerely. "Sir, thank you. Let me leave with a most beautiful side. Let's go." Lin Kaiyun waved his hand, and Dong Xiaoyu's figure gradually faded away, disappearing into the sky with a Chen Kung Fu. Ding! Congratulations to the host for ferrying the female ghost Dong Xiaoyu, and gaining 2,000 points of merit. The voice of the system came from my mind. 2,000 points? Not bad. Brother, stop talking, let's go. Go back and explain to the master. Lin Kaiyun interrupted Chu Sheng directly and took Chu Sheng out of the ruined room. Chu Sheng ran out happily, picked up the bicycle, and flattered, "Brother, get on the bike, I'll carry you, get out of the way." Lin Kaiyun pushed Chu Sheng away, got on the bicycle, and said, "You've been playing with ghosts, and you still have the nerve to ride a bicycle and run behind me." As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Kaiyun left. Chu Sheng followed behind him, panting. As Lin Jiu's apprentice, even if he didn't learn the Taoist magic of Maotian well, he learned physical skills well, so running 10 miles was naturally no problem. But tonight, Chu Sheng was very weak from talking about love with ghosts, and gradually couldn't keep up with Lin Kaiyun. Lin Kaiyun rode his bicycle leisurely in front. The roads in Renjia town were not good, mostly dirt roads, and he couldn't ride fast even if he wanted to. When passing by the city god temple, Lin Kaiyun suddenly felt a palpitation. Suddenly, a shadow appeared in front of Lin Kaiyun. It was 2 meters tall, with a black coat slung over the upper body, a black towel hat on the head, and chains wrapped around its arms. The shadow looked at Lin Kaiyun and said with a hint of respect, "Mr. Lin, I am the ghost messenger of the soul-catching division, Su San." As a major sect that exorcises demons and catches ghosts in the human world, the Maotian lineage has a close relationship with the underworld. Even many of its predecessors and ancestors will serve in the underworld after their death. Most ghost messengers are very polite to the disciples of Maotian. Ghost messenger, Lin Kaiyun stopped his bicycle and asked with a raised eyebrow, "The soul-catching division should be responsible for collecting souls? I can currently transfer souls, and I am not in the same system as you. What do you want to talk to me about?" There are 8 divisions in the underworld: the inspection division, the soul-catching division, the soul-catching division, the military division, the money printing division, the punishment division, the rewarding division, and the herald division. Each one is responsible for different tasks. If Lin Kaiyun remembers correctly, his master Lin Jiu seems to be working in the money-catching division. Su San explained quickly, "Mr. Lin, I came to you because of the matter of ferrying souls. Ferrying souls will gain good karma in the underworld. After death, if there are sins, they can be offset, and if there are no sins, they can be blessed and live longer. You have ferried hundreds of souls recently, so Lord Simon asked me to come and invite you to take up a position in the underworld. Among the 8 departments of the underworld, which are equivalent to independent government offices, the official positions are Situ, Sikan, and Simon. Okay, please lead the way." Lin Kaiyun thought about it and nodded in agreement. There have been many records of living people being granted official positions in the underworld in Maotian. Some of them are Baozheng and Zhonghui, who solve cases during the day and judge ghosts at night. Some of them are Lin Jiu, Shi Jian, etc., who all hold official positions in the underworld. Mr. Lin, the road to the underworld is open, please. Chapter 38 Walking the Ghost Street and Entering the Underworld. As soon as the ghost Su San finished speaking, a handsome yin horse appeared behind him, with only a skeleton and burning with raging fire. Lin Kaiyun threw his bicycle aside, confidently rode on the yin horse, and followed a ghost to the underworld. The yin horse stepped on the ground, leaving a mark of burning flames. The speed was very fast, and the pictures on both sides gradually blurred, but Lin Kaiyun could vaguely feel that he had passed through Renjia town. In Renjia town, a night watchman holding a gong suddenly felt a chill and shivered. Hiss, why is it so cold tonight? No, I have to go back and put on more clothes. The ghost borrowed a road, and living people could not see or touch it, but they would be eroded by the yin qi and feel abnormally cold. This coldness is actually a reminder, reminding people to take the initiative to avoid it. Otherwise, if the ghost passes through the body, at least a serious illness will occur, and at most the 3 souls and 7 spirits will be damaged. When Lin Kaiyun rode on the yin horse, he was no different from the ghost messenger of the underworld in terms of rules, so naturally no one would notice him. Huh? Lin Jiu of the charity cemetery suddenly frowned. Under the puzzled gaze of Simu, Lin Jiu's ki flow rolled around his body in an instant, increasing his speed to the highest level and flashing out. Brother, Taoist Simu thought that something was wrong and hurriedly followed him out. The yin horse pulled Lin Kaiyun and happened to pass by the charity cemetery, and was noticed by Lin Jiu. Are you from the soul-catching division? At the door, Lin Jiu stopped the ghost messenger. His face was frosty, and he shouted directly, my disciple's lifespan has not yet ended. Why do you want to detain him? Even if there is a problem, the underworld must first notify the leader of my Maoshan before they can catch the souls of my Maoshan disciples. Are you doing this to provoke our Maoshan? Lin Jiu was very tough. The Maoshan lineage can be said to be the judge walking in the world of the living. From the moment Maoshan was born in the Eastern Han Dynasty, Maoshan had a relationship and cooperation with the underworld. Moreover, arresting Lin Kaiyun was equivalent to touching Lin Jiu's reverse scale. Even if Lin Kaiyun died unfortunately, Lin Jiu had a way to prolong his life against the will of heaven. Master Sikan, you misunderstood. As a ghost messenger, Su San could naturally feel Lin Jiu's official position. Although he was not a minister, he was not a small figure in the underworld who could afford to offend him. He bowed respectfully and explained, Mr. Lin has ferried many lonely ghosts recently and accumulated a lot of yinda. Simon of our soul-catching department specially ordered me to take Mr. Lin to the underworld to take up yin duties. Soul-catching department, Simon. Lin Jiu pondered for a moment, the cold aura on his body disappeared, and he turned back to a kind look. He bowed and smiled, thank you, then you go quickly. Lin Kaiyun said, Master, I will go down first, and I should be back before dawn. Lin Jiu nodded and watched the ghost messenger and Lin Kaiyun disappear. At this time, Simu and Wenkei ran out in a hurry with peach wood swords and bagua mirrors. Master, we are here. Brother, what's wrong? Is there something scary approaching? Seeing how they were on high alert, Lin Jiu couldn't help but smile and said, relax, it's okay. It's the ghost messenger who took Kaiyun to the underworld to take up a position. What? Take up a position? Simu exclaimed, with a mixed expression on his face, and muttered sourly, I have worked hard to drive corpses for so many years, but I haven't been able to get a position in the underworld. You have driven corpses 10 times, and at least 2 of them have caused trouble. It's good enough that you don't lose your virtue, and you still think about a position in the underworld. Lin Jiu put his hands behind his back, glanced at Simu, and directly exposed his shortcomings. His junior brother is good in every way, and has good talent, especially the Maoshan summoning technique, but he is too playful and got into a lot of trouble when he was young. Master, uncle. What position in the underworld? What are you talking about? Wenkei was confused at this time, looking left and right, there was clearly nothing. You? Lin Jiu shook his head helplessly, knocked Wenkei's head angrily, and scolded, I always urge you to read the books of Maoshan, but you just don't listen. Ouch! Wenkei subconsciously covered his head and continued to ask, Master, tell me first, and then I'll read it. Stinky boy, didn't you hear what your master said? Go practice quickly. Before Lin Jiu could make a move, Simu directly took the peach wood sword and beat Wenkei away. Then he looked at Lin Jiu, a little worried, and asked, Brother, which department of the underworld did Kaiyun go to? I heard from our master that the underworld is very chaotic now. Don't worry. It's the safest soul-catching department. After saying that, Lin Jiu walked back to the yard with his hands behind his back. Lin Kaiyun followed a ghost in the thick fog. He didn't know how long he had walked. It felt like a long time, but it also felt like only a moment. This pattern was very strange. Gradually, the thick fog in front of him dissipated, and Lin Kaiyun saw a gloomy street. The streets are very similar to the living world, with buildings and shops selling things, but the ghosts walking around are all gray-faced ghosts. The most common are ghost messengers holding chains, all of which are 2 meters tall, dressed like the ghost messenger Su Sen, with sharp teeth and very similar appearances. Some of these ghost messengers are arresting people, while others are strolling around. Lin Kaiyun looked around and muttered to himself, "Is this the underworld? It's a little different from what I imagined," Ghost Messenger Su San explained. Mr. Lin, strictly speaking, this is not the underworld. This is neither the living world nor the underworld. It's a junction. Our soul-catching division is deep in the street." Lin Kaiyun nodded and said no more. Walking along the street, going deeper, all the ghosts encountered bowed their heads and kept silent, and the ghost messengers passing by were the same. Even if they passed by Su San, they would not say hello. Lin Kaiyun asked curiously, "Su San, you ghost messengers are colleagues in the underworld, right? Why do you all look like strangers? I don't know them yet. I just became a ghost messenger today and it's my first day on duty." Ghost Messenger Su San told the truth without hiding anything. Lin Kaiyun stopped asking questions after hearing this. Soon, the surrounding buildings disappeared, and the white fog became thicker, covering the vision. In the fog, it seemed as if something passed through. The white fog gradually dissipated, and Lin Kaiyun saw a huge city tower building, which looked very much like a pass in the world of the living. The difference was that the one in front of him seemed to be carved out of a whole stone, without any gaps in the bricks and mud. Lin Kaiyun looked up at the huge city gate and was a little shocked. "Su San, is this the soul-catching division?" But Su San beside him did not respond at all. "Su San." Lin Kaiyun saw that Su San had no expression on his face, as if he was stiff. Suddenly, Su San's head moved, as if he did not see Lin Kaiyun, and turned back. Lin Kaiyun frowned. What was going on? Su San walked straight through the thick fog. The moment he arrived at the ghost street, he recovered and talked to himself, trying to encourage himself. "Today is my first day as a ghost messenger. Come on, I will work hard to complete the mission and strive to be reborn as soon as possible." Chapter 39. I accepted this. There was no one around. No, it should be said that there was no ghost. The ghost Su San who led Lin Kaiyun here left in an unusually strange way, and there was thick fog behind him, full of an unknown feeling. "Since we are here, we should make the best of it." He swallowed his saliva and walked towards the palace gate with courage. It was pitch black on both sides, and only the green road under his feet could be seen clearly. This was also normal. Lin Kaiyun was a living person, and was affected by the rules, so he couldn't see the appearance of the underworld clearly. Lin Kaiyun walked to the door, looked at the pitch-black door, and was thinking about how to enter. Suddenly, a green-skinned and red-haired yaksha appeared in front of him. Oh my gosh, this figure scared Lin Kaiyun, and he immediately activated a golden light curse. The red-haired yaksha ignored it, raised the fork in his hand and tapped the door. Squeak. The halo on the door flowed and slowly opened. The green-skinned yaksha glanced at Lin Kaiyun and disappeared directly. "Go into the mountains to worship, go into the temples to worship, may the ancestors of Maotian bless you," Lin Kaiyun muttered in a mysterious way, and stepped out into the gate. He was immediately in a magnificent hall, which seemed to be made entirely of bronze. At the end of the hall, an old man in a gorgeous black robe sat cross-legged behind a desk with his eyes closed. He must be an official, the Sima who came to find me, right? Lin Kaiyun wanted to walk forward directly, but the road in the hall seemed to have no end, making it impossible for him to get close. The man at the head of the hall suddenly opened his eyes, and his eyes were extremely dark, like a black hole. Lin Kaiyun, who had been walking in the hall for a long time, seemed to be traveling through time and space, and in an instant he arrived in front of this man. People have to bow their heads under the eaves. Lin Kaiyun respectfully bowed his hands. "You are the Lord Siming, right? I am Lin Kaiyun, a disciple of Mount Mao. The ghost messenger Su San brought me to see you. I asked you to come here. I am Siming of the soul-catching division, also known as Wu Shifei." Wu Shifei. Lin Kaiyun was stunned for a moment. This name sounded familiar, as if he had seen it in the list of Mount Mao. "You are right. Now the head of Mount Mao has to call me uncle. Wu Shifei spoke slowly, raised his hand and conjured up a jade cushion, and gestured, "Don't be restrained, sit down." "So you are Wu Shifei's uncle. I heard the story of you from Master. I heard that you were famous in the martial arts world when you were young. You collected countless evil ghosts and even killed a dragon." Lin Kaiyun was not at all pretentious. He sat down and began to get close to him. As the saying goes, a sedan chair carries a person. Besides, Wu Shifei was indeed a fierce man when he was young. Lin Kaiyun was just exaggerating a little. Sure enough, after listening to it, Wu Shifei burst into laughter. "Ha ha ha, great, whether it's a human or a ghost, being able to leave a name in history and be known by future generations is the most gratifying thing." Then Wu Shifei asked Lin Kaiyun what Maotian has become now and how it has developed. And Lin Kaiyun also talked about it, good and bad. Wu Shifei stroked his beard with satisfaction and said with a smile, "Yes, I know something about you. With you in this generation of Maotian, there is a successor. Uncle Master, you are too kind, don't be modest. You must have some secrets and trump cards." "Of course, everyone has secrets and adventures. I won't ask about these." Wu Shifei waved his hand, put away the state of chatting about family matters, and said seriously, "Kaiyun, this time I asked you to come here. In addition to serving in the soul-catching department, there is another thing I want you to do." Lin Kaiyun did not cover up at all and said directly, "Uncle Master, is it voluntary or ordered?" He personally asked the ghost messenger to go to the mortal world to pick him up, probably just to do this thing. It is probably not a trivial matter, which means it is full of danger. As for whether he would offend Wu Shifei, who is the life of the soul-catching department, Lin Kaiyun is fully confident. "Haha, you kid." Wu Shifei looked at Lin Kaiyun's carefree look and laughed with satisfaction. He said directly, "I don't look for your master or anyone else because you are unconventional and rebellious. Don't worry, this is voluntary and there are generous rewards. Listen to me first and then decide whether to go." Wu Shifei patiently said, "In Lingxi town in the north, a large number of ghosts have gathered. These ghosts have caused bad influences on both the world of the living and the world of the dead. Now I hope you can deal with it. After the matter is done, I will give you some precious elixirs that nourish the essence in blood and soul. You can choose any ghost weapon and technique here. Nourish the essence in blood? Then can you use the blood-sucking demon bow in the future?" Lin Kaiyun became interested as soon as he thought about it, and asked, "Master, should we ferry all those ghosts to the underworld?" "No." Wu Shifei shook his head, then stared at Lin Kaiyun and said meaningfully, "I want you to destroy all those ghosts and make them disappear into ashes. All. Lin Kaiyun fell into thought. No wonder Wu Shifei said that Lin Jiu couldn't do it before. With his master's temper, if he didn't turn into an evil ghost, he would definitely hand them over to the ghost messenger according to the rules and send them to the underworld. Lin Kaiyun asked, "Can I know the reason?" "You will know in the future. These ghosts do not meet the conditions for reincarnation. You can go with peace of mind." Hearing this, Lin Kaiyun made up his mind. He could not only get the reward of the essence blood pill, but also earn merit points by the way. Why not do it? "Okay, I agree." After explaining the matter, Wu Shifei did not keep Lin Kaiyun any longer. He gave Lin Kaiyun a badge of the soul-catching Sikung and sent him away. With Wu Shifei's escort, it wouldn't be so troublesome to go back. Lin Kaiyun stepped into a whirlpool and returned to the world of the living. After returning from the underworld, Lin Kaiyun appeared near the city god temple. It was still dark. "Damn, where's my bicycle? It must be that bastard Chu Sheng." Lin Kaiyun found that the bicycle he had thrown aside was gone, and he could only walk back to the charity cemetery. He must still be sleeping at this time. Lin Kaiyun didn't knock on the door, and stepped lightly on the wall and climbed into the yard. The pet beast Taohui in the yard took a vigilant look, and after finding that it was Lin Kaiyun, he continued to lie down and pretend to sleep. Lin Kaiyun returned to his room and lit 4 incense sticks, 3 of which were inserted into the incense burner at the entrance of the hall, and 1 was inserted at the door. Lin Kaiyun's ghost walk in fairy souls. There was incense at the door, which meant that Lin Kaiyun would open the fairy bridge today to ferry lonely ghosts. After a quarter of an hour, gusts of cold wind blew in the yard of the charity cemetery. "Zioners is finally open for business. Don't push me. I'm the first one. I came from the sea and have been waiting here for several days." Zioners is finally open. Countless ghosts crowded outside Lin Kaiyun's hall. "Come on, line up in an orderly manner. I'll issue numbers, and those whose numbers are called come in. Lin Kaiyun looked at these cute ghosts with a smile, as if he had countless merits. Chapter 40 has great benefits. Congratulations to the host, you have ferried a dead soul and received 100 merit points. Congratulations to the host, you have ferried a dead soul and received 50 merit points. Congratulations to the host, you have ferried a dead soul and received 200 merit points. Cock-a-doodle-doo. The rooster crowed vigorously, and Lin Kaiyun stretched himself tiredly. After returning from the underworld, he did not rest, just to collect enough merit points. He took all kinds of money that night and got more than 3,700 merit points. With the remaining money, it should be enough for the lottery. Host, Lin Kaiyun, current realm, level 3, extending life and freedom, merit points. 10,700 points, skills, Yang Wulei, max level. Golden Light Curse, max level. Tuanshan Lu, max level. Ghost Shadow, minor success. Current identity, Maotian Sect's true disciple, Lin Fengjiao's eldest disciple, a horse-riding disciple, the master of the horse-riding immortal list, and the Sikhan of the underworld soul-snatching division. Merit points required for the lottery. 10,000, merit points required for upgrading. 50,000, the system has detected that the merit points have reached the lottery standard. Do you want to draw the lottery? Draw. Consume 10,000 merit points and get a lottery draw. The next lottery draw requires 20,000 merit points. The huge chaotic prize pool started to move, and the blue light ball flashed and flew in front of Lin Kaiyun, and then cracked. The system's prompt sounded. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the Zuanine Sutra and 10 Zuanine pills. The system has automatically detected and cannot learn automatically. Zuanine Sutra. It is said that the 9 heavens mysterious woman obtained a piece of foreign ice, and the technique she realized when refining it gathered the essence of the moon and gained the power of the tide. It can help improve temperament and be gentle and graceful. It can drive ice and frost with every move. Those who have mastered this technique will condense Zuanine ice energy in their bodies, which is of great benefit to their Taoist partners. Taking Zuanine pills can increase the probability of entry. What is this? Are you sure it is not written wrong? Lin Kaiyun looked at these descriptions and doubted their authenticity. How can this be a female technique? How can it be of great benefit when it is mastered? This technique is too dirty. The system prompts that it cannot be learned automatically, which further proves Lin Kaiyun's guess that this is a female technique. Damn, my 10,000 merit points. Lin Kaiyun couldn't help but feel regretful. He didn't draw the one he used in the lottery. Isn't it a waste? Oh, by the way, didn't I promise Ren Tingting that I would teach her how to practice? This should be just right. System, can the skills I draw be passed on to others? Yes, the host can freely dispose of anything. Lin Kaiyun got a positive answer and smiled meaningfully. In this case, when Ren Tingting has mastered her practice, wouldn't it be? Hey! Bang bang bang. There was a knock on the door, and Xiu Sheng's voice came from outside the door. Brother, Master said you are back and asked me to call you for dinner. Got it, I'll go over right away. Lin Kaiyun exited the system, tidied up his clothes, opened the door and walked out. In the inner hall, Lin Jiu and Simu had already taken their seats. There were 9 dishes on the table, including pig's trotters, chicken and other rare meat dishes. Master, what day is it today? The food is so hard. Lin Kaiyun sat next to Lin Jiu, picked up the chopsticks and waited impatiently for the meal to start. Your uncle Simu will be going back this afternoon. Unfortunately, he was injured this time. As his senior brother, I will cook some delicious dishes to celebrate his return. Lin Jiu replied to Lin Kaiyun, and then when he saw that everyone was gathered, he picked up his chopsticks and said, let's eat. Lin Kaiyun asked curiously, Uncle, are you going on a long journey? Simu drank a glass of wine, glanced at Lin Jiu, and said unhappily, what long journey? I'm just going home. Your master cooked this table of dishes to celebrate your official position in the underworld. Delicious. Lin Kaiyun smiled knowingly, ate the dishes contentedly, and said, Master, you are so kind. Ahem, let's eat, let's eat. Lin Jiu coughed lightly. He was not good at expressing himself, but he was really happy for Lin Kaiyun. Lin Jiu was in a good mood and drank a few glasses with Simu, while Lin Kaiyun, Qiu Sheng, and Wen Kai finished the meat and dishes on the table like autumn wind sweeping fallen leaves. After eating, Lin Kaiyun touched his stomach contentedly and said to Lin Jiu, Master, I want to go out for some training this afternoon. It happens that I am on the same road with Master Simu, so we can go together." After Lin Kaiyun came back from the underworld, Lin Jiu did not ask him what happened in the underworld. In fact, Lin Jiu had given Lin Kaiyun a high degree of freedom over the years since he was a child. This time was the same. After hearing what Lin Jiu said, he nodded and said, "Okay, then you can go with Simu in the afternoon. Be careful outside." Lin Kaiyun did not expect Lin Jiu to agree so easily, but it was also a good thing for him. Burp. Taoist Master Simu stood up, burped, and said to Lin Kaiyun staggeringly, "Kaiyun, then you pack your things and we will leave in the afternoon, but I am a little drunk now and need to sleep for a while." Lin Kaiyun nodded, "You go to sleep. Master, it's just right for me to go to Ren's house." After he and Jiu Xing and Wen Kai cleared the table, he went out and walked towards Ren's house. In the Ren family mansion, the talismans for suppressing corpses are still posted on the doors and windows. Even though the incident with the old zombie has passed, people are still terrified. In the spacious courtyard, Ren Tingting was squatting beside the flower bed, fiddling with a small flower with her fingers, muttering to herself, "I haven't seen Brother Lin for 2 days, and he didn't come to see me. Really, he didn't forget what he promised me, did he? What are you mumbling about? Are you scolding me?" Lin Kaiyun walked in directly, looked at Ren Tingting who was talking to herself, and made a joke. "Brother Lin." Ren Tingting stood up suddenly. She couldn't believe her eyes. She confirmed again and again that it was really Lin Kaiyun. She ran hurriedly and threw herself into Lin Kaiyun's arms, saying coquettishly, "I didn't scold you." Ren Tingting looked up at Lin Kaiyun, her eyes full of tenderness. "Brother Lin, why did you come just now? I haven't seen you for a long time." Ren Tingting also received new ideas in the provincial capital. She was a person who dared to love and hate. Besides, the relationship between them was already clear, so there was no need to be shy. "Come, I have prepared a gift for you." Lin Kaiyun smiled, took Ren Tingting's hand directly, and went up the stairs to the room on the second floor. Renfa, who was reading a newspaper on the first floor, glanced at the backs of Lin Kaiyun and Ren Tingting going upstairs and snickered. In the room, Ren Tingting's face was full of blush, and her heart was beating wildly. This is her boudoir. Men cannot enter a woman's boudoir casually, unless. Lin Kaiyun didn't feel anything special, but just felt that Ren Tingting's room was very clean and smelled very good. "Brother Lin, Tingting, don't talk, close your eyes, and feel it with your heart." Chapter 41 is already complete. Ren Mansion, second floor, in Ren Tingting's boudoir. Ren Tingting blushed instantly after hearing Lin Kaiyun's words. "Close your eyes? What is Brother Lin going to do?" She couldn't help but mutter in her heart, but closed her eyes obediently. Lin Kaiyun took Ren Tingting's hand, took out the Zuanine pill from the system, and placed it in Ren Tingting's palm. Hiss! Ren Tingting subconsciously groaned and asked in surprise, "Brother Lin, what is it? It's so cold, open your eyes." Hearing this, Ren Tingting opened her eyes, and what came into her eyes was a round ball that looked like a sapphire. It was crystal clear, and there was light flowing inside. She blinked her eyes, full of curiosity. "Brother Lin, what is this?" Lin Kaiyun smiled. "Tingting, didn't I promise to teach you a technique? You eat this first, and then I will pass the technique to you." Ren Tingting didn't hesitate, took the Zuanine pill and put it in her mouth. Cool. So cool. A cool air flowed down Ren Tingting's throat and into her abdomen. She could clearly feel the cool air flowing through her body. Close your eyes, think about this cool air desperately, and use your consciousness to feel the power of the cool air. Lin Kaiyun began to instruct Ren Tingting on how to absorb the Zuanine pill. Then he opened his thumbs and pressed them on Ren Tingting's temples. System, transmit the Zuanine Sutra to Ren Tingting. Ding. The Zuanine Sutra system has been transmitted. Ren Tingting followed Lin Kaiyun's instructions and concentrated on feeling the cool air in her abdomen. Her consciousness gradually merged with the cool air, and she didn't even feel Lin Kaiyun touching her temple. Boom. Her consciousness suddenly left her body and was in a blue space, with an endless ocean under her feet. This mysterious space was like a mirror, cracking open with a bang. The seawater under her feet was surging, and countless ice cubes fell. Ren Tingting stepped on a piece of ice and drifted along the water. Dense ice chips and snowflakes rushed towards her. She subconsciously stretched out her hand to block it, but the ice and snow melted into her body immediately after it touched Ren Tingting. For a moment, Ren Tingting felt very warm all over. After more than an hour, Ren Tingting suddenly opened her eyes. Lin Kaiyun saw Ren Tingting wake up and asked, "How do you feel, Brother Lin?" "I should have succeeded. I just feel very comfortable." Ren Tingting was delighted and her eyes were full of excitement. Then she sniffed and asked in confusion, "Why is there such a strong smell of sweat?" At this time, Ren Tingting was sitting cross-legged on the bed. Because she had cultivated the Zhuanyin Sutra, her body produced the acquired qi, which reshaped her body and expelled all the impurities in her body through sweating. It took Ren Tingting an hour to get started, and her sweat had already soaked her entire white dress. Ahem. Lin Kaiyun coughed a few times, glanced at the spring light that was looming on Ren Tingting's body, and reminded her awkwardly, "Tingting, I think you should go take a shower." Ren Tingting didn't react for a while, looked down at herself, and couldn't help screaming, "Ah!" She wrapped herself in the quilt shyly, lowered her head and whispered, "Brother Lin, can you go out first? I'll change my clothes." "Okay, call me when you're done." Lin Kaiyun nodded, pushed the door open and went out. He will teach Ren Tingting some basic knowledge later. And that's it. Half an hour later, Lin Kaiyun sat on the sofa and had already drunk his fourth cup of coffee. "Brother Lin, you can come in." Ren Tingting's voice came directly from upstairs. "Eh? Why does this sound like a secret meeting?" Lin Kaiyun thought about it, but his feet didn't stop. He walked down the stairs to Ren Tingting's boudoir and pushed the door in. "Brother Lin, sit down." Ren Tingting, wearing a relatively cool skirt, sat on the table and waved to Lin Kaiyun. Lin Kaiyun didn't react for a while, glanced at the room, and asked, "Tingting, what are you doing?" There were a few candles lit in the boudoir, and the table was filled with colorful and fragrant food and wine. "Isn't it just a change of clothes? When were the food and wine prepared? And is there a mandarin duck printed on this candle?" Ren Tingting stood up, pressed Lin Kaiyun on the stool, and said, "Brother Lin, sit down first. We will talk while eating. When the enemy comes, the general will stop it, and when the water comes, the earth will cover it." Lin Kaiyun swallowed his saliva. He was not afraid of the underworld, so Ren Tingting didn't scare him. What? Could she eat him? "Brother Lin, you are the one who taught me the Zhuanyin Sutra, right?" "I have already mastered it." Ren Tingting poured a glass of wine for Lin Kaiyun, held her chin and stared at Lin Kaiyun, saying, "Brother Lin, this Zhuanyin Sutra is very special." "What?" When Lin Kaiyun heard this, he almost spit out the wine in his mouth. Ren Tingting saw Lin Kaiyun's embarrassing look and covered her mouth with her hands and laughed. She stood up and a layer of frost oozed out of her hands. She threw her hands and shot out 2 ice spikes, extinguishing the candles and breaking the curtains. "Tingting, you?" Lin Kaiyun was a little surprised at Ren Tingting's mastery of the Zhuanyin Sutra. He could feel that Ren Tingting had just reached the first level, holding one in guard in the center, and normally the first level does not have the ability to release ki. Ren Tingting smiled and nodded, saying meaningfully, "Brother Lin, I seem to have achieved great success." "Great success?" Lin Kaiyun couldn't help but exclaimed in surprise, then figured out the reason and said, "I understand. Ren Tingting's great success in the Zhuanyin Sutra should be the same as the full level of the Golden Light Curse, but the understanding of the practice has been mastered to the point of perfection, which has nothing to do with the realm." "Great success? That is to say?" "That's right." Ren Tingting bravely looked at Lin Kaiyun straight, her eyes full of domineering, and said, "Brother Lin, I heard that you are going out to experience, so you have to listen to me today." Ren Tingting waved her hand casually, and a frost blew, and the wooden door of the room was closed. In the charity cemetery, a row of zombies were placed in front of Taoist Simu, and there were corpse-suppressing talismans on their foreheads. He sorted out the cloth bag on his body and checked the bells, soul-calling flags and other magic tools. Taoist Simu glanced at the sun that was about to set in the sky and shouted, "Qiu Sheng, why hasn't your brother come back yet? Go to Ren's house and find him." "Okay." Qiu Sheng put down the talisman paper in his hand and was about to run out the door when he bumped into Lin Kaiyun, who was walking back. Lin Kaiyun was standing with his hands behind his back, humming a little tune, and looked radiant. Qiu Sheng said, "Brother, come in quickly. Uncle Master is looking for you." Lin Kaiyun nodded and walked into the charity cemetery with a vigorous step. He glanced at Taoist Simu and the row of zombies and asked in confusion, "Uncle Master, why are there so many zombies?" If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42, For a Corpse Driving Technique. You don't know yet. Uncle Master, my corpse driving skills are also well known in the martial arts world. As soon as they heard that I was going to travel, many people lined up to introduce business to me, Taoist Simu said while concentrating on sorting out the talismans. After finishing the sorting, he looked up and saw Lin Kaiyun, who was full of energy. He asked curiously, Kaiyun, what happened? Why are you so happy? Did you get married or enter the bridal chamber? Ahem. Lin Kaiyun coughed awkwardly and said, Uncle Master, you are really funny. Taoist Simu didn't dwell on this topic anymore. He turned over and lay on the chair, waving his hand and said, Okay, don't worry about what good things happened. Hurry up and pack up. We are leaving, soon. Lin Kaiyun packed up his things. There was nothing else. He mainly brought some incense from the horse riding hall. When the sun set, after saying goodbye to Lin Jiu, Simu and Lin Kaiyun set off. Taoist Simu took on the corpse driving business again, so he could only travel at night. The business of driving corpses is very profitable and can accumulate a lot of yinda, but driving corpses is very hard. Carrying zombies, hiding during the day and coming out at night, day and night are reversed, and in order to avoid people, you have to walk on remote and rugged paths. This can be said to be a hard practice for the Taoists who follow the principle of letting nature take its course. Even the corpse-driving lineage in Xiangxi rarely drives corpses. In order to reduce the transformation of corpses, the Maotian lineage, based on the principle of letting the corpses fall and return to their roots, basically has people accepting the business of driving corpses in every generation. In Lin Jiu's generation, Taoist Simu took on the business of driving corpses. Line up, form a row, brothers, help me. In the deep mountains and dense forests, Taoist Simu shook the bell to guide the zombies. The road on the ground is very rugged, with gullies and gullies, full of soil and gravel, and sometimes horizontal branches. For people, it is not a big deal to walk, but it is very troublesome for driving corpses. There are some obstacles that these zombies cannot jump over. Therefore, Taoist Simu had to adjust the zombies every now and then, and sometimes he had to carry them, which was also considered a physical job. Immediately, a zombie was tripped by a tree root. Taoist Simu rang the bell to make all the zombies stop. He personally moved the tripped zombie over, cursing, Brother, you said you were hit to death before you died. How come you can't turn after you die? Uncle, if you curse it like this, be careful that it will come back to life and bite you. Lin Kaiyun's voice came from behind. When Taoist Simu heard Lin Kaiyun's voice, he was furious. Stinky boy, you saw your uncle like this, and you didn't even say to help. No, before leaving, the master repeatedly told me not to let me touch the things that drive corpses. Lin Kaiyun walked slowly to Simu's side and smiled and moved Lin Jiu out. Taoist Simu glanced at Lin Kaiyun unhappily. Your master didn't ask you to learn to drive corpses from me, nor did he say that you can't help me drive corpses. When he first left Renjia town, he wanted to trick Lin Kaiyun into following him to drive corpses. He used threats and inducements, but Lin Kaiyun was a stubborn boy. Lin Kaiyun directly choked, Uncle, my master said that I can't help you drive corpses. He said that I came out to gain experience. Isn't driving corpses a waste of time? Hearing this, Taoist Simu gritted his teeth and cursed in the direction of Renjia town. Lin Jiu, you actually belittled me for driving corpses. It's a waste of time. I think you are wasting your time naming people and looking at feng shui. Lin Kaiyun saw Taoist Simu scolding his master from a distance, and just smiled and said nothing. It is said that these two people have been like this since they were young, fighting and quarreling. Before they set off, Lin Jiu did tell him that Simu is not good at learning and he should not follow Simu to learn. Taoist Simu was still not giving up, and continued to ask, Kaiyun, you really can't drive corpses? Your master can, didn't he teach you? There are so many Taoist techniques, how can I know them all? Lin Kaiyun answered very confidently, and then he drew a fire talisman in the air, and said with a smile, but I can kill zombies. Taoist Simu waved his hands repeatedly and said, Okay, I won't force you to drive corpses, put away your fire talisman. This was not the first time that Taoist Simu saw Lin Kaiyun's ability to draw talismans in the air, but every time he saw it, he envied it. This was what the talisman sects like Maotian pursued all their lives. As a result, Lin Kaiyun, A kid who was less than 20 years old, actually mastered it. Isn't this a blow to people? Huh? Taoist Simu snorted sourly, took out a guide talisman from his cloth bag, and said, Uncle Master will also show you what the skill of driving corpses is. After that, Taoist Simu caught a frog on the side of the road and stuffed the guide talisman into the frog's mouth. In this way, when the frog jumps, the zombies will jump with it, and there is no need for Taoist Simu to ring the bell to lead the way. Taoist Simu tied the cloth bag to a zombie, jumped up, and jumped directly on the zombie's arm. Although these zombies are only the lowest level, their flesh is still extremely hard and their strength is even stronger. Taoist Simu still jumps easily with the support of Taoist Simu. Taoist Simu rode on the zombie's palanquin and looked at Lin Kaiyun proudly. How is it? Kaiyun, is the corpse driving technique fun? Do you want to learn it? The more Lin Jiu prevented Lin Kaiyun from learning his corpse driving technique, the more he wanted to teach Lin Kaiyun. Uncle, I may not have wanted to learn it before, but after you demonstrated it, I really don't want to learn it anymore. Lin Kaiyun glanced at Taoist Simu and poured cold water on him without any hesitation. What, uncle, look, Lin Kaiyun pointed at the frog with a guide talisman stuffed in it and reminded Simu. The frog jumped, and suddenly stopped walking in a straight line, turned a corner and jumped into a bush. The zombies also followed the frog's direction and turned to jump over. Brothers, the road is wrong, don't jump with me, flutter. Flutter. As soon as the voice fell, the bushes suddenly sank, revealing a deep pit, and the zombies lined up and jumped in. Taoist Simu was also pulled down by inertia, and in an instant, the zombies and Simu were wiped out. Lin Kaiyun had just been distracted for a moment, and when he recovered, he found that the zombies and Taoist Simu were gone. Master, hey, brat, your master is here. Come and help. Lin Kaiyun followed the sound and found the deep pit next to him. This is a hunting trap, with a trap and a net inside. Ha ha ha, master, your corpse driving skills are amazing. At this time, the scene inside made Lin Kaiyun laugh. The zombies were still jumping around in the pit, and Simu was ruthlessly trampled by these zombies, and his face was covered in dust. Taoist Simu held the two zombies with his peach wood sword and cursed, You little bastard, hurry up and help me, or I will be trampled to death. Chapter 43 You can't compare with me, I have a background. Lin Kaiyun pointed his finger and drew dozens of corpse-suppressing talismans in the air, shouting, Uncle Master, take off the corpse-suppressing talismans on the zombies' heads. We must replace them. The reason why these zombies in the pit were still jumping around was because they were connected to the guide talisman in the frog's mouth. The zombies jumped when the frog jumped. Now they had to either kill the frog or replace the talisman. In comparison, it was definitely easier to replace the talisman. Hearing this, Taoist Simu took action, slapped the zombies with his peach wood sword, and made a spell in his hand to unlock the restrictions of the talisman. Suddenly, these zombies were in a mess. Some attacked Simu, and some wanted to jump out of the deep pit. Kaiyun, hurry up, it will be bad if these zombies run away, Taoist Simu shouted hurriedly. He held the talisman in both hands and stuck it on the top of the two zombies' heads, but the space was too small for him to use it. Just watch. Uncle Master, Lin Kaiyun continued to draw talismans in the air, and bursts of blue light flashed around him. Seeing that the time was almost right, he waved his hand and pointed, and the corpse-suppressing talismans in the sky flew continuously towards these zombies. Normally, the corpse-suppressing talisman would only be effective if it was pasted on the zombie's forehead, but Lin Kaiyun was too lazy to aim. The talismans were like machine guns, blasting into the pit all at once. Swish, swish, swish. The corpse-suppressing talismans fell continuously, like rain, pasted on the zombie's arms, legs, and face, covering the entire body, and there was always one talisman pasted on the top of the head. Taoist Simu stared at the zombies in front of him in amazement. Basically, there were dozens of corpse-suppressing talismans on each zombie, and even two zombies were pasted like mummies. Taoist Simu poked with his peach wood sword, and the zombie in front of him, who was pasted like a zongzi, couldn't help but swear, this is too much. He was in front of Lin Kaiyun, a junior, and didn't care about his master's style. The main thing was that the scene in front of him was too shocking. In the past 40 years, he had never seen talismans used like this. This was not pasting talismans, this was simply wholesale. Lin Kaiyun did not show off at this time. After all, this was nothing unusual for the Tongshan talisman. He said, Uncle Master, throw the zombies up. I'll catch them from above. Taoist Simu saw Lin Kaiyun being so calm and couldn't help but praise him in his heart. Not arrogant or impatient, how could this Lin Jiu have such good luck to have such a good disciple? He put away the peach wood sword and carefully held the zombies up one by one. Lin Kaiyun looked at Taoist Simu's gentle movements and complained, "Uncle Master, just kick them up one by one. Look at how gentle you are. You are not holding a woman." Taoist Simu continued his gentle movements and scolded unhappily, "What do you know? What if you kick them and break them? As a corpse driver, you must ensure that your customers are in good health. Cut, when you were sitting on the zombie's arm just now, why didn't you think about your customers?" Of course, Lin Kaiyun was just thinking in his heart. After all, Simu was also his uncle master, so he had to give him some face. Taoist Simu struggled to carry all the zombies up and lined them up again. He said to the zombies, "Brothers, we have to start our journey again. You must behave yourself this time." Then Taoist Simu sorted out his clothes and cloth bag and said, "Let's go." Kaiyun, wait, uncle, there seems to be something in this pit. Thunder and lightning flashed in Lin Kaiyun's hand, and his eyes were fixed on the deep pit. After all the zombies were brought up, he noticed that there was a demonic aura in the pit, just under the grass ball. Hearing this, Taoist Simu drew out his peach wood sword, looked at Lin Kaiyun and pointed at the grass ball in the pit. Lin Kaiyun nodded. Taoist Simu made a gesture, indicating that Lin Kaiyun was ready to take action at any time. He took the peach wood sword, jumped to the side, and instantly picked up the grass ball. Lin Kaiyun urged thunder and lightning with all his strength, and the air was filled with the smell of burning for a while. Taoist Simu put away his nervous state and said, "Oh, it's a fox. There is a demonic aura on it. It should be a fox demon. Get rid of it directly." Under the grass ball was a snow-white fox. Its abdomen was obviously injured by the trap. The beard around its mouth looked a little old. It was trembling with fear when it saw the two people. "Wait, uncle." Lin Kaiyun jumped down and picked up the white fox. There was a flash of earthy yellow light on his hand. He pointed at the eyes of the white fox and shouted loudly, "This horse came from the sky, and its legs are not yet strong. Don't be attached to the scenery in the sky, come to the world to make merit. Today is an auspicious day, open your eyes left and right." The moment he saw the white fox, Lin Kaiyun noticed that the white fox had the smell of a fairy. He suspected that this was a fox fairy whose intelligence was not yet awakened. He directly cast the horse reporting spell, and after opening the eyes and enlightening, he could communicate. The strange ripples around the white fox spread, and a flash of white light flashed in its two eyes and quickly disappeared. Then there was no reaction. "Eh? Did I feel wrong?" Lin Kaiyun touched his chin, a little confused. "Great Immortal Wang Xiafeng, come quickly." Before the voice faded, Wang Xiafeng's figure appeared. This time Wang Xiafeng learned to be smart. He came out in a fighting size and looked around vigilantly. Lin Kaiyun said speechlessly, "I didn't ask you to come out to fight. Change back to normal size." Hearing that there was no need to fight, Wang Xiafeng changed back to normal and immediately turned his attention to the white fox. "Yes, it is it, Wang Xiafeng. Is this white fox a great immortal?" Wang Xiafeng glanced at the white fox with unkind eyes and said disdainfully, "Boss, this is just a stinky fox, not a great immortal. The 5 great immortal families include weasels and foxes, but these 5 families are not a whole. Because of some overlap in beliefs, weasels and foxes often compete for the same disciple, and over time they have taken on hatred." Lin Kaiyun nodded, "Okay, I got it, you can go back." Wang Xiafeng also confirmed that the horse reporting spell had no effect, and he probably made a mistake. It was possible that this was just an ordinary white fox. He drew a healing talisman in the air and stuck it on the injured abdomen of the white fox. He smiled and said, "You are lucky to meet me today. Go away." The white fox glanced at Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu, turned around and ran away, disappearing into the night. Taoist Simu came over, rubbing his hands and said, "Kaiyun, this is the method of the Chuma family, right? It's quite interesting. How about you teach me? Give me the whole Daxin as well." Lin Kaiyun nodded and continued along with Taoist Simu's words, "Sure, Uncle Master, if you are willing, I can help you to be a horse, but you have practiced Taoist magic, so it may not be easy for you to summon the Daxin." Taoist Simu did not believe Lin Kaiyun's words and asked, "Why? Don't you also have Taoist magic? Why can you do it?" Lin Kaiyun hugged his shoulders, raised his head, and deliberately angered Taoist Simu, saying, "Uncle Master, You can't compare with me, I have a background. My Daxin is so awesome that even dragons don't bother to practice. Stinky boy, you are making fun of your uncle again. Taoist Semu gritted his teeth and cursed, rushing over with a peach wood sword. Ha ha ha, Uncle Master, I was wrong, I won't be angry with you. Chapter 44, Deserted Mountain Inn. In the deep mountains and dense forests, it was extremely quiet. The moonlight in the sky was also covered by clouds and could hardly shine on the ground. The dead are on their way, and the living are not allowed to enter. After the incident just now, Taoist Semu rang the bell to drive the corpses in an orderly manner. Lin Kaiyun was not idle. He sent all the lonely ghosts he met along the way to the underworld and earned a lot of merit points. It has been several hours now, and it should be almost dawn, but the two of them had not encountered a corpse driving in yet. Taoist Semu sighed helplessly. Alice, corpse driving is really declining. Now even corpse driving inns are hard to find. Hearing this, Lin Kaiyun said, Uncle, didn't we just pass by a town? It's still time to go back now. Half an hour ago, they passed by a town, but deliberately avoided it. No, Taoist Semu shook his head and refused decisively, saying, Kaiyun, the rule of driving corpses is to stay away from living people. Lin Kaiyun spread his hands, expressionless. Then we can only sleep in the cave. Haha, I knew that the ancestors would not let us live in the cave. Taoist Semu suddenly laughed. He pointed to a small temple in front, and said, Kaiyun, there is a temple in front, let's stay here temporarily before dawn. The two people quickly came to the temple, which enshrined Laozi. It looked like it had been abandoned for many years. The wooden frame was a little rotten, and one side of the wall collapsed. Lin Kaiyun looked around and looked at Semu. Uncle, the ancients said that a gentleman does not stand under a dangerous wall, even if it is dangerous. I don't want to be blown by the wind on all sides. Taoist Semu rang the bell and jumped into the temple with the zombies. That makes sense. Lin Kaiyun nodded and followed in immediately. The three untouched walls formed an angle, which was just right for sheltering from the wind and sun. Taoist Semu rang the bell and led the zombies to the statue of Laozi. He patted the dust off the zombies and said, My fellows, let's take a day off and continue our journey at night. Lin Kaiyun took out 2 incense sticks, inserted them into the cracks of the bricks below Laozi, and then bowed to Laozi. Although Maotian originated from the 3 Mao gods of the Eastern Han Dynasty and was an orthodox talisman school, Taoism was from the same sect, so seeing Laozi was a matter of course. Alice, it's not just corpse driving, the entire Taoism is also desolate. I don't know if there will still be Taoists in a few decades. Taoist Semu saw that even Laozi's incense could only be inserted into the cracks of the bricks, shook his head and sighed, and then he walked out. Kaiyun, I'm going to go out to relieve myself, you take a rest first. Lin Kaiyun walked to the corner, pulled out some hay from the side, spread it on the ground, and sat cross-legged on it. He didn't know whether Taoist Semu went out to relieve himself or sighed to the sky. However, what Taoist Semu said was true. If things develop normally, there will be no Taoists like them in a few decades. Lin Kaiyun closed his eyes and started to practice the core technique of Maotian, Mao Dian. As a talisman school, Maotian is different from the external alchemy school and the internal alchemy school. The external alchemy school, headed by the Xianxi mansion of Longhu Mountain, is actually the golden elixir. It is mainly based on the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, supplemented by the technique, and condenses into golden elixir in the body. With a golden elixir as the core, it seeks the method of longevity. The internal alchemy school, headed by the Quansun lineage, uses the body as the elixir furnace, combines heaven, man, and essence, nourishes one's own soul, stabilizes the body with the 5 internal organs, determines the shape and spirit with the 3 souls and 7 spirits, and integrates heaven and man with heaven and man. Yin and yang are interdependent. Their souls are extremely powerful. According to legend, when they reach a certain level of cultivation, their souls can leave the body and live forever. Maotian is a talisman sect. When it was founded, it used talismans to save the people. It did not seek immortality for Taoist priests, but only for the people to be safe. It started with curing diseases and saving people, and then exorcise evil spirits. The key in the bodies of Maotian disciples can be attached to talismans, making them extremely powerful. In addition to these sects, Taoism also has a numerology sect, which is a more mysterious branch. It is good at inferring the 5 elements and tampering with the 8 trigrams. Lin Kaiyun started practicing. Since the last time he was in Ren Tingting's boudoir, the great benefits of the Zhuanyin Sutra brought him. First of all, the energy in the body is almost able to break through to the 4th level, refining the body into Qi, and the body is not afraid of frost, and can even use some ice abilities. The voice of Taoist Simu came from outside the temple. Kaiyun, Kaiyun, come out quickly, I found a good place. Lin Kaiyun opened his eyes, stood up and walked out, just met Taoist Simu who was running back. He asked, Uncle, what's wrong? You are so uncalm, I can't calm down. Taoist Simu was panting with exhaustion. He supported his knees, panting, I found an inn. We put the zombies here, and then go over to eat something and take a bath, before falling into the deep pit. Taoist Simu was stepped on by zombies, and there was always a strange smell on his body. He dreamed of taking a good bath. Inn. Lin Kaiyun frowned and asked in confusion, how can there be an inn in this deep mountain forest? There won't be any problem, right? Who cares? If it's an evil spirit, it's just to get rid of the harm to the people. Besides, it's broad daylight, how can there be ghosts and the like? Taoist Simu said nothing, pulled Lin Kaiyun away, and came to the outside of the inn. This inn is located in an open area, but there are no roads around. It is a 2-story building, with meals on the 1st floor and accommodation on the 2nd floor. The roof is covered with red tiles, and there is curling smoke. There are many diners inside, and the busy shouts of the waiters can be heard from a long distance. Although it looks weird, there is nothing wrong with it. Taoist Simu smelled his clothes, his face full of disgust, and said, let's go, Kaiyun, I'll go get a room, I'm stinking now. Wait, uncle, let's open our eyes and take a look. Lin Kaiyun reached out and drew 2 eye-opening talismans in the void. He used one and flew one to Taoist Simu. Taoist Simu grabbed it and crushed the eye-opening talisman. What is this? You don't know until you see it. You will be shocked when you see it. This is not the bustling and prosperous inn just now. The house has not changed at all. But the curling smoke has turned into ghostly aura rising into the sky. The diners eating inside were all evil ghosts, some with green faces and fangs, some rotten and festering, and some mutilated and bloody. The most disgusting thing was the dishes they ate, which were all broken limbs and maggots, sticky and disgusting. Hey, you two, if you don't want to go in, please make way. Don't block the door, an unfriendly voice came from behind. Looking back, it was a middle-aged man with a huge sword on his back, followed by 2 young men. The middle-aged man saw the Taoist robes on Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu, stepped forward, clasped his hands and asked, are the 2 Taoists from the Maoshan lineage? Chapter 45 I want to order some yinda. Yes, we are both disciples of Mount Mao. My name is Simu. Taoist Simu bowed in return and introduced himself. Then he turned his hand to Lin Kaiyun and said, this is my nephew, Lin Kaiyun. The middle-aged man carrying the giant sword, upon hearing that he was indeed from Mount Mao, immediately said respectfully, Taoist Simu, Taoist Kaiyun, I am Chi Heitao from the sword-holding sect, and these 2 are my disciples, Changlong and Changfeng. The sword-holding sect is just a small sect. It is said that it was founded by a big pirate who occupied a mountain a few decades ago. He colluded with officials of the court at that time and whitewashed himself to accept disciples. As the elder of the sword-holding sect, Chi Heitao naturally knew the current situation in the martial arts world. Many sects have inexplicably closed their mountains. Among the sects that can move around in the world, Maoshan is a well-deserved behemoth. Taoist Simu looked at Chi Heitao's respectful look and waved his hand arrogantly. Hey, we are all from the same martial arts world, no need to be polite. Lin Kaiyun had a blank expression on his face. I have killed more than a dozen zombies, and this guy actually called me little Taoist priest. The young woman named Changfeng said impatiently, Master, let's go in and eat. We are all hungry. Hearing this, Taoist Simu hurriedly reminded, fellow Taoists, this is a ghost inn, you can't go in. Ghost inn? Ha ha ha. Changlong behind Chi Heitao laughed, took Changfeng's hand, and said, let's go, sister, there must be only one table left inside, and these 2 Taoists deliberately want to drive us away. Seeing that Changlong and Changfeng actually bypassed Chi Heitao and walked directly to the inn, Lin Kaiyun said seriously, there are ghosts everywhere in here. It's likely that they will be in danger if they go in. Don't blame us for not reminding you. Seeing that both of them said this, Chi Heitao jumped out, grabbed the hands of the 2 disciples, and advised earnestly, Changlong, Changfeng, these 2 Taoists are masters of Maoshan, they won't say anything nonsense, you'd better not go in yet, let go. Changlong rolled his eyes, glared at Chi Haitao and shouted, "If my father knew that we were hungry, he would definitely be furious." Chi Haitao let go of his hand awkwardly, and stood there in a daze, neither saying nor scolding. Chang Feng also echoed, "Master, we'll go in first, you and those two Taoists can just starve." Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu looked at each other, and both saw confusion in each other's eyes. In Maoshan, respecting teachers and respecting Taoism is a must. If you disrespect your master, you will be severely punished and beaten at the least, or your skills will be wasted and expelled from the sect. Chi Haitao did not stop them, and watched Changlong and Changfeng enter the inn. He turned around and bowed to the two of them. "Two Taoists, I'm sorry to have embarrassed you, I understand. I have a disciple who is also very naughty and does nothing all day long." Taoist Simu didn't want to ask about their sex affairs, so he gave him a way out. "Alice," Chi Haitao shook his head, looking melancholy, and said self-deprecatingly, "It's the end of the Dharma era now. Some big sects are having trouble recruiting disciples, let alone a small sect like ours. If it weren't for the sponsorship of Changlong Changfeng's father, I'm afraid we wouldn't be able to survive long ago." Lin Kaiyun interrupted Chi Haitao and said, "I understand, but if they died, wouldn't it be even more difficult for you to explain? Death? Is it that serious?" Chi Haitao didn't believe Lin Kaiyun's words, and turned to look at Taoist Simu. "You'd better believe my nephew. He is much better than me in exorcising ghosts and catching monsters." Taoist Simu nodded. Although he didn't want to admit it, it was true. The Heaven and Earth Life and Death buckle blew up the bronze armor corpse and killed the 4th-level evil cultivator. It can be said that Lin Kaiyun's recent record is more than his past 10 years. Looking at Chi Haitao, who was a little at a loss, Lin Kaiyun drew an eye-opening talisman in the void, hid him in front of him, and said, "Here, see for yourself." Drawing talismans in the void? Chi Haitao was shocked by Lin Kaiyun's amazing skills. He had seen Maoshan disciples before, but he had never seen talismans drawn like this. In the martial arts world, strength speaks. Before, he looked down on Lin Kaiyun because he was young, but now it was obvious that he was just looking at the world from a narrow perspective. Chi Haitao crushed the talisman in front of him that was flashing with a light blue light, and his eyes suddenly had a strange color. He looked at the inn and was immediately scared and sweating all over. All the people eating inside were evil ghosts. The food that the dragons and phoenixes ate was not chicken legs at all, but rotten limbs. Chi Haitao asked for help from Taoist Simu and Lin Kaiyun in a panic, and asked anxiously, "Two Taoists, what should I do? This world is full of weird and evil spirits. Basically all sects have dealt with demons and ghosts, even the small sect of Chijianmen, but they have only dealt with lonely ghosts." Chi Haitao has never seen an evil ghost of this scale in his life, or he would not know it if he had seen it. Kaiyun, Taoist Simu also looked at Lin Kaiyun, as if Lin Kaiyun was the backbone. Of course, in fact, Lin Kaiyun knew that Taoist Simu meant to ask him if he could deal with it. "Not a big problem." Lin Kaiyun nodded and walked towards the inn. Taoist Simu looked at Chi Haitao and said with a serious expression, "Let's go. But the safety of the two little kids is up to you. We are only responsible for killing ghosts." After that, Taoist Simu quickly caught up with Lin Kaiyun. Chi Haitao hesitated for a moment and followed. These evil ghosts look very scary. Even he might be in danger of his life, but he grew up in the sword-holding sect since he was a child, and his feelings for the sect were more important than his life. If the two ancestors Changlong and Changfeng died here today, it might affect the survival of the sect. Lin Kaiyun stepped into the inn. If he hadn't opened his eyes, this inn would have been no different from any other. The waiter also came up to him in time, supported his body, and asked respectfully, "Dear guests, are you here to have a meal or stay?" Lin Kaiyun didn't look at the rotten and disgusting face of the waiter, pointed to the full lobby, and asked, "I want to eat something casually, but don't you have no seats?" "There are seats, look." The waiter raised his hand slightly, and a table was vacant. The several evil ghosts who were originally sitting there instantly became plates of dishes. This casual slaughter of evil ghosts did not cause any reaction. The evil ghosts in the inn seemed to be used to it, and continued to repeat the actions of eating, ordering, and paying. The waiter was a starving ghost, with a shriveled body, no stomach, and the upper and lower bodies were connected by only a bone. "There are seats, guests. What do you want to eat? I've arranged it for you in advance. I want to order a yinda." Chapter 46. Have a drink with me. "I want a piece of yinda." Lin Kaiyun's words were like a boulder, causing a great uproar in the inn. All of a sudden, All the diners looked at Lin Kaiyun and the other two, their eyes glowing green, and they opened their mouths and let out wild beast-like cries. Do it! Lin Kaiyun took a step forward, urging with all his strength, with the golden flames flowing all over his body. He grabbed the waiter's head, suddenly bent his waist and pulled the waiter up, and pressed him to the ground with a bang. The huge force caused cracks in the ground. Yang Wulei, the lightning that jumped all over his body, followed Lin Kaiyun's arm and fell on the waiter's body. Puff! The waiter's head exploded with a bang, and a burst of white smoke revealed an ugly ghost body. It was a 4th-level starving ghost. It howled and its mouth opened exaggeratedly, like a trap for catching animals, swallowing Lin Kaiyun's hand. Under the protection of the golden light spell, the starving ghost's biting and swallowing had no effect on Lin Kaiyun. The starving ghost's shrunken face actually made a strange expression. It obviously couldn't understand why its attack had no effect at all. Too disgusting, get out of here. Although there was no harm, Lin Kaiyun didn't want to keep his hand in the starving ghost's mouth. He kicked his left foot and the power of his hand exploded to the extreme. Crack! The ground cracked and was smashed by Lin Kaiyun like a biscuit. A deep pit was formed immediately, and half of the starving ghost's body was directly embedded in the pit. Tuanshinlu, go! Lin Kaiyun stretched out his hand and dozens of blue fire talismans appeared behind him. Then he waved and all the fire talismans flew into the pit. Rumble! Explosions one after another, red flames rolled out, like a volcanic eruption. Ding! The system detects that the host has eliminated a level 4 ghoul and gained 2000 merit points. Open! Lin Kaiyun raised the corner of his mouth slightly, clenched his fist, and walked deep into the inn. Chi Haitao watched Lin Kaiyun kill an evil ghost in just a few moves. He turned to Simu in amazement and asked in confusion, Master Simu, is this really your nephew? Stop talking nonsense, your 2 little disciples are in danger now, Master Simu shouted. He didn't have time to chat with this guy. He hurriedly took out a scroll from his cloth bag and threw it into the sky. The scroll flew in the air without wind and unfolded directly. It was a portrait of the 3 Mao's Henjin of Maoshan. Taoist Simu made a seal on his hand, stamped his feet and shook his head, and shouted loudly, the fragrance is heavy and responds to the universe, and the fragrance is burning through the gate of heaven, the golden bird is running like a cloud arrow, and the jade rabbit is shining like a wheel, the south star and the north dipper are shining all over the sky, and the 5 colored clouds are noisy, the temple is opened in the Ziwei Palace, and the inferior disciple Simu invites the gods, Grandmaster, please give me strength. As soon as the spell fell, Taoist Simu suddenly raised his head, and a hazy figure reappeared on his glasses. His eyes became sharp, and his body visibly expanded. Taoist Simu closed his mouth tightly, feeling that his body was full of strength. He strode in and slapped a 2nd-level evil ghost away with a slap. Roar! In the hall, the bloody smell filled the entire inn. And all the evil ghosts roared and rushed towards Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu. I have a room, half of which I rent to the Wheel King. Sometimes I can shine a ray of light, and all the evil spirits dare not block it. Lin Kaiyun threw out the ink line, flashing red light, and tied up the 5 evil ghosts in front of him. He lifted it up with one hand and waved it at the tied evil ghosts. Lightning induction technique. Crack! Several violent lightning bolts appeared in the air and hit the evil ghosts' heads. The evil ghosts' bodies were completely burned, and they screamed and turned into ashes. Taoist Simu was not willing to lag behind. At this time, he was like a strong man, swinging his turtle fists open and close. When he was excited, he lifted up an evil ghost with one hand and threw it out fiercely. Chi Haitao looked at Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu who were killing people everywhere, and swallowed his saliva in shock. Every evil ghost here made him feel cold and trembling. As a result, in front of them, it seemed like paper, and was easily destroyed. Is it because it's daytime? So these evil ghosts are just for show? Chi Haitao couldn't help but have an idea in his mind. The performance of Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu gave him great confidence. Now Chi Haitao only felt that these evil ghosts were just so-so. He drew out the big sword behind him and shouted to Changlong Changfang who was still eating, don't be afraid, master, I'll come to save you. Changlong Changfang desperately ate the food on the table, buried his head and responded, master, come and eat quickly. The food here is really delicious. In their eyes, there were still delicacies in front of them, and Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu were fighting for a seat to eat. Roar! The voice of Changlong Changfang attracted the attention of the evil ghosts. After Lin Kaiyun killed the waiter, the rules in the inn were broken, and the evil ghosts went crazy and would attack all humans. Changlong, Changfeng, be careful. Chi Haitao had opened his eyes. He could see that there was a one-armed evil ghost who pounced on the two. Master, I think you are really old and confused. Sister, let's eat. Don't worry about this old confusion. Changlong picked up the plate in front of him and started eating frantically. As soon as he finished speaking, Changlong felt a pain and the plate fell to the ground. His hand holding the plate was torn off, blood spurted out of the blood vessels, and the joints on it were still twisted. Ah! Changlong covered his broken arm and screamed, it hurts, my arm, brother, what's wrong with you? Changfeng looked at Changlong whose arm was torn off in horror and was stunned for a moment. Changfeng, be careful. Just as the evil ghost was about to attack Changfeng, Chi Haitao ran over with a big sword and chopped at the evil ghost. Heavy sword elegy, the big sword chopped on the evil ghost's head, and water vapor seeped out of the blade. This water vapor had a corrosive effect on the evil ghost and turned into a pool of black water. As expected, these evil ghosts are just show-offs, vulnerable to a single blow. Chi Haitao was even more confident after killing the evil ghost with one sword. He said to Changlong and Changfeng, you help Changlong out. With your master here, nothing will happen to you. When Lin Kaiyun was clearing out the evil ghosts, he noticed Chi Haitao and the others out of the corner of his eye. The one who was killed was only a first-level evil ghost, otherwise Changlong would not have lost just one arm. However, the evil ghosts that were originally attracted by Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu had already noticed Chi Haitao and the others. Lin Kaiyun blasted away the evil ghost in front of him, and kindly reminded Chi Haitao, Daoiaochi, take your two precious disciples out quickly. It will be dangerous if it's too late. Thank you for your reminder, Daoiao, but how can I stand by and watch the two Daois trapped here? Chi Haitao held a big sword and acted with a righteous look. He has already made a plan in his mind. The evil ghosts in this inn are not very powerful. This is his chance to prove himself. He can not only gain some good reputation in the world, but also let Changlong and Changfeng see how powerful he is. Maybe their father can sponsor more money. Hearing this, Lin Kaiyun no longer cares and continues to harvest batches of evil ghosts. These are all merit points. Taoist Simu saw Chi Haitao's swelled look and shook his head helplessly. He is now using the magic fight technique and cannot speak, otherwise the magic fight technique will disappear once he loses his energy. The second and third level evil ghosts were attracted by Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu at the beginning, because they could feel the vigorous blood in their bodies, which is a good supply for evil ghosts. However, Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu were too cruel. They killed these evil ghosts without mercy. The evil ghosts in the inn were a little scared and dared not approach. Lin Kaiyun also found that these evil ghosts did not pounce on him, and shouted directly, Uncle, these evil ghosts seem to be scared. You block the windows and doors, don't let them run away. These are all merit points. No matter how small the shrimp is, it is still meat. He intends to not let any of them go. Two Taoist friends, I'm here to help you. Chi Haitao also heard Lin Kaiyun's words, and felt that it would be too late if he didn't take action now. He protected Changlong and Changfeng behind him and attacked the evil ghosts with a big sword. In order to make Changlong and Changfeng completely obey him, Chi Haitao decided not to send them out of the inn first, but to follow behind him and watch him kill people everywhere. It must be said that Chi Haitao's luck is not bad. The evil ghost he attacked was still a first-level miscellaneous soldier. Big sword splits the sky, Chi Haitao shouted, raised the long sword above his head, and a blue sword light appeared, slashing at the evil ghost. Puff, the evil ghost was split into two and turned into flying ash. Lin Kaiyun glanced at Chi Haitao's moves. He used a heavy sword and had to accumulate power when attacking, but the power was really good. The blue Jianghan seemed to be a special kind of key, with the smell of seawater. Sure enough, those who can establish a sect in the world have their merits. Even a small sect like the sword-holding sect has its own unique skills. Chi Haitao immediately changed direction and attacked a thin evil ghost. When swinging the sword, he was very confident to teach on the spot and shouted, Changlong, Changfeng, watch out, the master will show you the unique skills of my sword-holding sect. The big sword covers the sky. He threw the long sword into the sky, and with key in his hand, he held the long sword and kept spinning rapidly in the air. The sword beams intertwined in the air, forming a huge pressure, which looked extraordinary and had great attack power. Changlong covered his broken arm, stopped crying, and widened his eyes. and Chang Feng looked at the sword beams in the sky, with envy and joy on his face. Chi Haitao noticed the expressions of the two. Before, they always thought that this move was a trick. Now, killing evil ghosts in succession was enough to let them know that he had real skills. However, Chi Haitao's little thoughts eventually missed one point, that is, the skinny evil ghost he attacked was not a soft persimmon. This skinny evil ghost was a third-level ghost fetus, with a black and red umbilical cord wrapped around its body, its eyes and limbs were dark blue, and its mouth had no lips, revealing crooked sharp teeth. Roar! The ghost fetus roared at Chi Haitao, and the umbilical cord quickly wrapped around Chi Haitao's arm, pulling itself onto Chi Haitao's body with force, and then like a spider, it climbed onto Chi Haitao's neck and bit it hard. The speed of the ghost fetus was extremely fast. This series of actions was completed in an instant, and Chi Haitao had no time to react at all. Damn, how can it be so fast? Chi Haitao grabbed the ghost fetus's head and pulled it down hard. The more he pulled, the bigger the wound on his neck became, and the aorta was torn, and blood spurted out. Lin Kaiyun couldn't bear to see a living person being bitten to death in front of him, so he took out 3 5 emperor's coins with his fingers, threw them over, and then made a spell and shouted loudly, 3 pure ones of heaven and earth, infinite response, thunder rolling, strong wind rising, explode. The 5 emperor's coins exploded quickly when they approached the ghost fetus, and the copper coin powder sprinkled on the ghost fetus and burned. Chi Haitao also took the opportunity to throw the ghost fetus out, and quickly covered his bleeding neck with both hands. The blood made the evil ghosts around Chi Haitao crazy, and they greedily pounced on him. In a hurry, Chi Haitao inserted the long sword into the ground, slapped it hard, and with a buzzing sound, the violent vibration spread from the sword as the center, slowing down the speed of the evil ghosts who pounced on him. Chi Haitao hurriedly pulled up Changlong and Changfeng and ran out, shouting at the same time, 2 Taoist priests, help! Taoist Simu naturally would not sit idly by. He swung his fist and flew away several evil ghosts in front of him. He jumped up and smashed the evil ghost behind Chi Haitao to death. He turned around and put his hand on Chi Haitao's back and pushed him out. Thank you, Taoist Simu, for saving my life, Chi Haitao shouted his gratitude in the air. As a result, as soon as the voice fell, a female ghost's hair grew wildly, entangled Chi Haitao's ankles, and pulled him back. At the critical moment, Chi Haitao used the long sword to skewer Changlong and Changfeng's clothes and threw them out. Looking at Changlong and Changfeng rolling out of the door, Chi Haitao shouted, run! Changfeng struggled in fear, supported Changlong with a broken arm, and ran away. From beginning to end, they didn't even look at Chi Haitao, not even a perfunctory word left. Chi Haitao fell heavily to the ground. He looked at the backs of the 2 people going away, with mixed feelings in his heart and a lonely look in his eyes. The evil ghost in the inn only had Chi Haitao, who was bleeding, in his eyes for a while. Lin Kaiyun drew 10 fire talismans in the air and hit them around Chi Haitao. After being activated, they formed a wall of fire, temporarily resisting the evil ghost. Lin Kaiyun took out a bottle of medicine powder from the cloth bag, passed through the wall of fire, threw it to Chi Haitao, and said, this is a hemostatic medicine, you apply it first. Chi Haitao took the medicine bottle and sprinkled it on his neck expressionlessly. He. Suddenly there was a shrieking sound, hoarse and harsh, like a man or a woman, making people feel uncomfortable. Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu looked at each other and retreated to the door of the inn together. Taoist Simu's magic fighting technique had not disappeared yet. He pulled Chi Haitao up, and his speed was not slow at all. My dear guests, are you leaving now? Don't you want to stay and have a drink with me? Chapter 47, Kill and Win a Divine Mask. A seductive voice came from the inn, and it was as soft and charming as a nightingale, which made people lose their minds. Lin Kaiyun drew 2 meditation talismans in the air and pasted them on himself and Taoist Simu respectively. As for Chi Haitao, Lin Kaiyun had no time to care about him at this time. Master, let's go. Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu did not stop and ran out quickly. He would not turn back as in the movies when there was a strange sound. That was a pure fool. He knew with his ass that this sound must be ill-intentioned. Even if he wanted to fight, he had to run out of the inn first. After all, this was someone else's home court. You really don't understand romance, a charming voice came from behind, and at the same time, a purple spider web formed at the door of the inn, completely sealing the door. Lin Kaiyun reached out and drew 5 fire talismans, pasted them on the spider web, and directly activated the talisman. Burn! A raging flame burned on the spider web. He casually threw out a wind-repelling talisman and crushed it towards the flame. In an instant, a strong wind swept through, and the flame became more intense and violently rolled up. Sizzle! The spider web made a burning sound and emitted a lot of thick smoke, but there was no sign of damage. Taoist Simu hummed twice, signaling Lin Kaiyun to get out of the way. He threw Chi Haitao to the ground and punched the spider web. Boom! The tough and soft spider web did not deform at all after contacting Taoist Simu's fist, but instead made a sound of metal colliding. Sizzle! Taoist Simu was about to punch again to try, but suddenly there was a sound of jets coming from his body, and his figure shrank visibly. After checking his hand, Taoist Simu exclaimed, "Damn, this spider web actually has thorns." Taoist Simu's magic fighting technique cannot be discouraged. Except for talking, his hands and feet cannot touch sharp objects, otherwise the power of summoning gods in his body will dissipate. Well, there is no other choice this time. "Uncle, this time, let's join forces to fight the enemy," Lin Kaiyun said calmly, and turned to look at the source of the voice. I saw a slender figure standing on the stairs on the second floor. She was wearing a purple cheongsam, with a hot body and unreal measurements. She had a straight nose, a small mouth and thin lips, and her eyes were half closed, revealing a cold murderous aura. Her hair was neatly tied behind her head with a white bone hairpin inserted. Behind this beautiful skin, 4 spider legs stretched out, trembling slightly in the air. This is a level 5 spider spirit. Dear guests, are you satisfied with my appearance? Stay. I am yours tonight. The spider spirit twisted her body and walked down the stairs, and every step seemed like a hint. So beautiful, the wounded and depressed Chi Haitao, with blood still flowing from his neck, instantly became energetic, looking at the spider spirit with a dazed look, and kept muttering, I do. The spider spirit's movements and voice were all charming, and people with weak wills were easily deceived. However, for Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu, it had almost no effect. Lin Kaiyun chopped Chi Haitao's neck with a knife, knocking him unconscious. He didn't want to be dragged down by this guy when the fight started. Kaiyun, you take the lead, and I will help you contain. Taoist Simu took out a handful of copper coins and sprinkled them in front of the spider spirit, holding a spell in his hand. Lin Kaiyun stretched out his fingers and drew talismans in the air. Dozens of various talismans appeared behind him. With a wave of his hand, the talismans covered the sky and smashed over. My guests, you are so barbaric. You can't be gentle to me. The spider spirit was not panicked at all. He tiptoed and dodged the attack of the talismans. I knew you were going to hide. Taoist Simu suddenly had ki flowing all over his body. He raised his 2 fingers and stomped his feet hard. Seal, the copper wires on the ground instantly connected together, turning into thin lines in the air and entangled the spider spirit. Lin Kaiyun shot out a ki, detonating all the talismans. For a moment, wind, fire, thunder and lightning all hit the spider spirit. Damn, you 2 stinky men, I'm going to eat you today, the spider spirit howled, spitting out purple spider silk from its mouth to resist the explosion. Taoist Simu jumped up, pulled out the peach wood sword, and stabbed it diagonally. The sky and the earth are boundless, the universe borrows the law. Wooden sword tactic. The 2 spider legs behind the spider spirit clamped the peach wood sword, and the other 2 spider legs attacked Taoist Simu. Bang! Taoist Simu kicked the spider spirit and rolled out with a force. At this time, Lin Kaiyun condensed lightning with both hands and slapped the spider spirit's chest directly. Although it felt good, he was not polite and continued to use lightning to attack. The spider spirit seemed to be unharmed. He stared at Lin Kaiyun and teased, Little brother, are you comfortable? Aren't you afraid of lightning? Lin Kaiyun kept moving his hands and asked directly. It feels numb and quite comfortable. Try harder and release more lightning. The spider spirit licked his lips and stared at Lin Kaiyun greedily, as if he wanted to eat him alive. Don't disgust me, I don't like spiders. Lin Kaiyun jumped up and kicked the spider spirit in the face, using the force to retreat to the side of Taoist Simu. The spider spirit touched the shoe print on his face instantly darkened, and the demonic aura on his body became stronger and stronger. He gritted his teeth and said, If you don't accept my toast, you will be punished. I will torture you to death. Looking at the furious spider spirit, the 2 did not attack blindly. Lin Kaiyun focused his eyes, scanning the spider spirit's body, and said, Uncle,
This spider spirit seems to be immune to attacks. Taoist Simu stared at the spider legs behind the spider spirit. Little brother, your talismans are useless, not as interesting as thunder and lightning. The spider spirit and analyzed. Kaiyun, there can't be an invincible monster. The head, legs, and chest have all been attacked. Only the back, every time the spider legs are attacked, is blocked. It is probably the weakness. Lin Kaiyun nodded, agreeing with Taoist Simu's analysis, and said, Uncle, can you control those 4 legs? Just a few seconds. I am confident that I can kill it with one blow. Taoist Simu smiled and said decisively, it has to work. Let's do it. Lin Kaiyun took a step forward, drew dozens of fire talismans in the void, and blasted towards the spider spirit. Little brother, your talismans are useless, not as interesting as thunder and lightning. The spider spirit smiled and moved her feet. Facing the talisman, she slowly spit out spider silk to block the fire talisman. The moment the billowing flames hit the spider silk, a sizzling sound was made, accompanied by a lot of thick smoke. Uncle, now, got it. Taoist Simu had already pasted the magic talisman on his feet. He quickly ran to the front of the spider spirit, threw out the ink line with both hands, and tied the spider's legs. I originally wanted to play with you, but since you want to die, then go and die. The spider legs behind the spider spirit hit Taoist Simu heavily. The spider legs passed by Taoist Simu's face and inserted into the ground. Taoist Simu pulled the ink line hard and shouted, Kaiyun, hurry up. Lin Kaiyun took the opportunity to jump behind the spider spirit. He grabbed the Chongsam and tore it apart. It was just as Simu expected. Behind it was not white skin, but a disgusting and ugly spider face. In the middle of the part where the spider legs were connected, there was a pale ghost face, bald, and maggots all over the face. What spider spirit is fake? This ghost face is the real body. It is very likely that the ghost face parasitized and controlled the spider. Lin Kaiyun was startled and cursed subconsciously, it's fucking disgusting. How about it? Just come and accompany me. The ghost face spoke immediately, and his voice was no longer as pleasant and charming as before, but hoarse and old, full of a sense of separation. Boom. The demonic energy burst out instantly, and a large amount of spider silk spit out from the mouth of the front half of the body, wrapped up the Taoist priest Simu, and threw him fiercely against the wall. The 4 spider legs immediately broke free from the restraints of the ink line and stabbed towards Lin Kaiyun with great force. The speed was extremely fast. The spider legs were still far away, but Lin Kaiyun could feel that the air in front of him was a little stinging. Heaven and earth Zuanzong, the root of all qi, cultivate all calamities, and prove my supernatural power, protect the body from within, and attack the enemy from the outside. Lin Kaiyun activated the golden light mantra, concentrated all the golden light on his fist, and blasted towards the spider legs. Bang! The sound of metal collision came, and the spider legs seemed to pierce the steel. How is it possible? Ghostface exclaimed. It could sense that Lin Kaiyun's realm was only the 3rd level, and it was impossible for him to block its attack. Ghostface had hunted countless human Taoists in this inn, and it had some preliminary understanding. This golden light was a spell that specifically restrained ghosts. The Taoist priest from Longhu Mountain that it had killed before had also used it, and was easily pierced by its spider legs. Oh, you're surprised? The best is yet to come. Lin Kaiyun snorted coldly, and the golden light condensed in his left fist, and he blasted it out with force. Crack! The 4 spider legs actually had cracks. Lin Kaiyun did not give Ghostface any chance to breathe. He raised 2 fingers on his right hand and shouted at Ghostface, the Supreme Star, respond without stopping. Exorcise evil spirits and bind demons, keep the spirit forever, hurry up and obey the command. In an instant, Lin Kaiyun seemed to have come to a void. There was only an ancient book with a few words flowing like blood below the white bones, 7 killing orders of gods and ghosts, full of murderous aura, just like the ancient gods and demons. Buzz! The first page of the 7 killing orders of gods and ghosts was opened, and the whole space was swept by a whirlwind. A huge ancient demon god appeared behind Lin Kaiyun, holding a giant sword and merging with his fingers. Lin Kaiyun suddenly opened his eyes, his pupils flashed purple light, and the purple power coiled on his fingers. 7 killing orders of gods and ghosts. First style, killing order. Lin Kaiyun's voice was cold, as if he was sentencing him to death, and the purple energy on his fingers shot out. This purple energy seemed to be extremely slow, but the ghost face could not make any movement, and could only shout, "Don't kill me, I'm a human." Whoosh! The purple energy shot into the ghost face without leaving any wounds. Every ghost was a human before they died,
Lin Kaiyun said slowly. As soon as the voice fell, purple light flashed on the ghost face, as if something was about to break out of the body. The purple light exploded directly, without any sound, as if in death. The ghost face and the spider body were all annihilated. Huh? Lin Kaiyun breathed a sigh of relief. When the attack was ineffective before, he was still a little panicked. Ding! Congratulations to the host for destroying the parasitic ghost face and gaining 10,000 merit points. Only 10,000 points? Lin Kaiyun smacked his lips. The ghost face that he had to kill with so much effort got 10,000 points. The system was really stingy. Just as Lin Kaiyun finished thinking, the system's voice rang in his mind again. Ding! Congratulations to the host for destroying the parasitic ghost face, and get an extra god-level lottery. I said the system wouldn't be so stingy. Direct lottery. The huge chaotic prize pool started to operate, and the blue light ball flashed and flew in front of Lin Kaiyun, and then cracked. The system's prompt sounded. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the Godhead Mask. The system has automatically detected and learned it. Godhead Mask, a special summoning technique that requires gathering a large group of ki, condensing the face of the god, and completing the role of the god. The more realistic the role, the stronger the power of the god. It is said that if you really play to the point that you believe that you are a god, then you will be transformed into a god. It turned out to be a Godhead Mask? Lin Kaiyun was very surprised by what he got this time. This is also an ability in the Ren comics. It is 100 times stronger than the magic attack that Taoist Simu just used. As long as you understand the gods well enough, you can play as Nezha, Yang Jian, etc. and gain some energy from the gods. And most importantly, there are no side effects. Lin Kaiyun was very satisfied with his harvest this time. Not only did he draw good things, but he also earned a lot of merit points. He couldn't wait to open the system panel. Host, Lin Kaiyun, current realm, level 3, longevity and freedom, merit points. 44,000 points, skills, Yang Wulei, max level. Golden Light Curse, max level. Tuangshan Lu, max level. Ghost Shadow Mystery, minor success. Divine Mask. 7 Killing Orders of Gods and Ghosts, Kill and Break Order, current identity, a true disciple of the Maotian school, the eldest disciple of Lin Jiu, a disciple who goes out to perform rituals, the master of the immortal list of the going out to perform immortals, and Sikhan of the soul-catching department of the underworld. Merit points required for the lottery. 20,000, merit points required for upgrading. 50,000, the system has detected that the merit points have reached the lottery standard. Do you want to draw the lottery? Not yet, the merit points are already 44,000. This time Lin Kaiyun plans to save them up and upgrade directly. Chapter 48, The Evil Spirit in, the Fox Demon returns a favor. You little brat, what are you doing standing there? Come over here and help your uncle. Lin Kaiyun in the system was awakened by the voice of Taoist Simu. Taoist Simu struggled to remove the spider silk from his body, leaned against the wall, covered his chest, and looked painful. Lin Kaiyun immediately helped Taoist Simu up and asked worriedly, Uncle, how do you feel? Is your injury serious? What do you think? Taoist Simu touched the wound on his cheek unhappily, grinned and said, Hiss, it really hurts. I wonder if this spider leg is poisonous? Lin Kaiyun smiled and said, Don't worry. Look at the color of the blood, it's not poisonous. Then he picked up the cloth bag containing the magic weapon and helped Taoist Simu walk out of the inn. Ouch! Taoist Simu bent over and cried out in pain. He touched Chi Heiteo's neck and said, This old man, I'm not dead yet. Kaiyun, you have to work hard and carry him out too. Hearing this, Lin Kaiyun picked up Chi Heiteo with one hand and supported Simu with the other hand and walked out of the inn. After leaving the inn smoothly, several people breathed a sigh of relief and adjusted themselves under a tree. Chi Heiteo also woke up, but leaned against the tree in silence. My condolences, my condolences. Taoist Simu patted Chi Heiteo's shoulder to comfort him. Lin Kaiyun and Taoist Simu could guess what Chi Heiteo was thinking at this time. He was willing to die to save his 2 apprentices, but the 2 apprentices only cared about their own escape and didn't even look at him. That's fine. He was originally an enemy-like master for sponsorship, but now Changlong has broken an arm. Judging from the attitude of Changlong and Changfeng, they will definitely not be grateful to him. I don't know how to deal with it after returning. Chi Heiteo reacted, struggled to stand up, and bowed to Taoist Simu and Lin Kaiyun, saying respectfully, 2 Taoists, I can't repay you for saving my life,
After that, he dragged his tired body and walked away. Alice, although Jiao is a little naughty, he has always been a respectful person. Taoist Simu looked at Chihateo's lonely back and couldn't help but sigh. Lin Kaiyun nodded. Jiao was an apprentice accepted by Taoist Simu in the past 2 years. Although he had never seen him in person, he knew everything about Jiao in the movie. Lin Kaiyun opened the water bag, handed it to Taoist Simu, and said, "Uncle, drink some water and rest first. I will study the inn." He turned and walked towards the ghost inn. When he was fighting inside before, he noticed the weirdness of the inn. Whether it was thunder and lightning or the explosion of talismans, they could not cause any impact on the inn. Even a table and chair were not damaged. This is obviously impossible. It is as expected. The closer Lin Kaiyun got, the more he found that the weirdness of this ghost inn became more obvious. Now the inn is completely different from before, and it is a little virtual. He bravely walked into the virtual inn again. There was no sign of fighting in sight at this time, and everything was not in chaos. He reached out and touched the pillar on the first floor, and made an unexpected discovery. His hand did not touch anything and went directly through the pillar. Is this an illusion? Lin Kaiyun shook his head and immediately denied his thoughts. No, this can't be an illusion. To put it bluntly, an illusion is a trick of the eyes. It is mainly energy that interferes with the 5 senses of the body. No matter how powerful it is, it cannot be mistaken for the real thing. Lin Kaiyun knew very well that the inn before was absolutely real. Just as Lin Kaiyun was thinking, the inn disappeared directly, just disappeared out of thin air. Taoist Simu, who was far away, also found that the inn was gone. He stood up in shock. He limped over and asked worriedly, "Kaiyun? Are you okay?" Lin Kaiyun shook his head and frowned. What on earth is this inn? Taoist Simu also carefully checked the surroundings. There was nothing except the yellow soil full of gravel. Taoist Simu guessed, this inn may be an evil spirit. Evil spirit? That's right. Evil spirits are things that are born from changes. There are many reasons for their formation. Many things are lifeless in themselves. Because of certain opportunities, they slowly come to life. For example, jade particles on dead people will absorb dead air for a long time and form evil spirits. Taoist Simu recalled the information about evil spirits recorded in Maoshan and introduced it to Lin Kaiyun. Taoist Simu immediately said, however, evil spirits are rare now. After all, in the Dharma ending age, it is very difficult for us humans to practice, let alone the birth of evil spirits. Lin Kaiyun would not be obsessed with trivial matters. He said indifferently, whatever this inn is, it has disappeared. We can't find out even if we want to. Let's continue on our way. Oh my god, we have been out for a long time. My clients will not be in trouble. When Taoist Simu heard Lin Kaiyun's words, he thought of the zombies and hurriedly walked towards the ruined temple. Lin Kaiyun looked at Taoist Simu's limping appearance and couldn't help laughing. Uncle, don't run with your legs and feet. Let me support you. The distance was not too far, and the two quickly returned to the ruined temple. A wall of the ruined temple collapsed, and the general picture could be seen from the outside. Although the zombies were hidden behind the statue of Laozi, Taoist Simu could feel that the breath was very stable and the number was correct. Fortunately, these big brothers didn't cause any trouble. Taoist Simu breathed a sigh of relief and was about to enter the temple when Lin Kaiyun stopped him. Wait, uncle. Lin Kaiyun's eyes were focused. He saw a piece of white silk next to the statue of Laozi. Taoist Simu looked in the direction of Lin Kaiyun and waved his hand indifferently. I thought there was a monster. This is just a piece of rag. Taoist Simu walked in without any scruples. Lin Kaiyun shrugged and followed him. Maybe he really thought too much? If there was a breath of monsters or ghosts, he and Taoist Simu could not hide it. Hey, what kind of monster is this? Taoist Simu, who was walking in front, was about to go behind the statue of Laozi to check the zombies, and suddenly shouted. I saw that a young woman walked out from behind the statue of Laozi. She was wearing a white silk skirt, with a curvy figure, a willow-like waist, a swan-like neck, snow-white and slender, and a beautiful face. The nose is straight, and the eyes are crescent-shaped, charming and bright. The most eye-catching thing is the thin red lips, which have been smiling all the time. If you look closely, you will find that the corners of the mouth grow naturally like this. She wears a furry hairpin on her head, and the black hair behind her head flows vertically, swaying in the wind from time to time, which makes her look like a fairy. This kind of temperament and figure seems to come from heaven. The woman looked at Lin Kaiyun, bowed slightly, and said, Sir, I have been waiting for you.
The voice is ethereal and warm, making people feel like they are bathed in spring breeze, and no matter how much they say, they will not feel irritated. Kaiyun, it seems to be looking for you. Uncle, I will go out for some fresh air, so I won't bother you anymore. Taoist Simu looked at Lin Kaiyun meaningfully, and walked out with a sly smile. Although it is very abnormal for a beautiful woman to appear here, Taoist Simu did not feel any breath of monsters on this woman, which means she is not a monster. As a disciple of Maoshan, he is very confident about this. Lin Kaiyun was stunned for a moment, then asked, "Hello, who are you?" He was not so stunned by the sight of a beautiful woman, but this woman did give him a very stunning feeling. Her every frown and smile revealed a special temperament that easily made people want to love and protect her. Moreover, Lin Kaiyun was very sure that this woman did not have the ability to use enchantment and illusion. "Sir, my last name is Bai Yuer, and I am here today to repay my gratitude." Bai Yuer walked towards Lin Kaiyun with lotus steps, and gently introduced herself. "Repay a favor," Lin Kaiyun muttered subconsciously, then he suddenly grabbed Bai Yuer's wrist, and used his key to test her. He said seriously, "Are you not human?" Bai Yuer did not resist, and let Lin Kaiyun grab her wrist to test her. She blinked and smiled, "Sir, I'm here to repay my grandfather's favor. You saved a white fox before, and he is my grandfather." If Bai Yuer hadn't said it herself, Lin Kaiyun really couldn't tell. His key sense could detect that Bai Yuer was not human, but he couldn't tell what her true form was. This was very strange. Lin Kaiyun did not panic. He released Bai Yuer's wrist and said, "That's the white fox with only a beard. But it doesn't seem to be a monster," Bai Yuer explained. "My grandfather is just an ordinary white fox. To be precise, all of our family are white foxes, but I don't know why I can practice cultivation when I was born." Lin Kaiyun nodded. He walked to the corner he had cleaned before, took out 2 small stools, handed them to Bai Yuer, and asked with a smile, "You should know that I am a disciple of Maoshan. As a fox demon, how dare you come to me, and what do you mean by repaying your gratitude? Natural treasures? Or strange skills? But I don't need any of these." After saying that, Lin Kaiyun looked directly at Bai Yuer with a sharp look in his eyes. The trick of repaying gratitude was played out by Liao Zhai. Lin Kaiyun did not believe this. If Bai Yuer did not have a reasonable explanation, then she came to him for some purpose. Hearing this, Bai Yuer blinked and looked up at the sky, pouting and saying, "I've been thinking about this for a long time. I haven't been practicing for a long time, and I've used up all the treasures that came with it. When I came across some good medicinal herbs, I exchanged them for money to buy sparkling jewelry. I don't want to give you the jewelry. I didn't want to come here, but Grandpa forced me to come, so I came." Although Bai Yuer was sitting diagonally on a small stool, revealing her white ankles, and with a cute expression that made people unable to get angry, Bai Yuer's words still made Lin Kaiyun almost vomit blood. A fox demon, selling medicinal herbs to buy jewelry? He didn't even want to take out the jewelry? He was forced by Grandpa to come here to repay his gratitude? Are you kidding me? This is what a demon who repays his gratitude should do. Bai Yuer looked directly at Lin Kaiyun and said affirmatively, "I don't have anything to show off, but I did prepare a gift for you, sir, as a reward for saving my grandfather." Lin Kaiyun immediately became interested and asked curiously, "What is it? Take it out and let me see it." Bai Yuer stood up and walked under the moonlight. She looked at Lin Kaiyun and hooked her delicate fingers at Lin Kaiyun. This picture of a beautiful woman under the moon really made Lin Kaiyun's heart agitated. He moved his ki in his body and quickly adjusted his state. He stood up and walked towards Bai Yuer. Lin Kaiyun was quite looking forward to it. Ghosts and monsters like the moon the most, so he thought that maybe Bai Yuer really had a special gift that could only be revealed with the help of moonlight. After Lin Kaiyun approached, Bai Yuer leaned forward and put her lips close to Lin Kaiyun's ear, as if she was going to tell him a secret. A unique fragrance came to her face. The smell was like orchids, and it was sweet. "Grandpa said that the gift of gratitude is me," Bai Yuer whispered softly, leaning sideways, almost touching Lin Kaiyun's face. Lin Kaiyun subconsciously took a step back, and his face suddenly became a little hot. He was normal, not Liu Xiaohu. Facing the temptation of Bai Yuer, he almost couldn't resist. "Ha ha ha!" Seeing Lin Kaiyun's embarrassment, Bai Yuer smiled, stroked her mouth with her hand, and laughed softly. Bai Yuer was clearly teasing him. But even though he had been prepared before, Lin Kaiyun was still fooled.
Now Lin Kaiyun finally knew the feeling of the emperor not attending the morning court. Nonsense, even with such a beautiful woman as his company, he would not attend the morning court. Lin Kaiyun didn't dare to look at Bai Yuer and asked, "Are you kidding or serious? What do you think?" "Of course I'm serious." Bai Yuer raised her finger lightly, put it on Lin Kaiyun's shoulder, and circled it. Lin Kaiyun's mouth curled up into a playful smile, and he grabbed Bai Yuer's wrist. "Okay. Then I'll accept this gift. He is a man, how can he be afraid of this woman's temptation?" "Ah!" Bai Yuer subconsciously exclaimed. She was startled by Lin Kaiyun's action, and asked awkwardly, "Sir, are you serious? A beauty is sent to my door, how can I not cooperate?" Bai Yuer pulled her hand away, kept a distance from Lin Kaiyun, and said a little at a loss, "Sir, you are joking, you are a disciple of Maoshan's henchman, I am just a fox demon, I am not worthy of you." Lin Kaiyun pressed forward step by step, staring at Bai Yuer, and smiled, "Miss Bai, you are so beautiful that you can make fish sink to the bottom of the water and geese fall to the ground. We are a perfect match." Bai Yuer's panicked look now made Lin Kaiyun feel very interesting. He had guessed it just now. Bai Yuer had shown two completely opposite personalities just now. One is innocent and ignorant, and the other is charming. There must be one true and one fake in it. Both are very natural. Vixen are naturally charming. It can be said that charm is a gift. But it is almost impossible to practice innocence so naturally. So Lin Kaiyun concluded that innocence is Bai Yuer's own character. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49, Uncle Zombie's plot begins. "Sir, I was wrong. I shouldn't have teased you." Bai Yuer was forced to retreat again and again by Lin Kaiyun, and finally leaned against the wall. Lin Kaiyun laughed. "Tease? How could it be? You just said it very seriously, how could it be a joke?" Looking at Lin Kaiyun who was gradually approaching, Bai Yuer covered her face with both hands, closed her eyes and shouted, "Don't come over. What I mean is that my gift is to sign a horse riding contract with you." Horse riding contract. Lin Kaiyun was stunned for a moment. Since he saw Bai Yuer, he really didn't think about it in that direction. The main reason is that there will be some special auras on the great immortals, which he can't fail to detect, and the Hu family among the great immortals are all yellow foxes, and it seems that there are no white foxes. Although the great immortals are the same as monsters in principle, it is very difficult to cultivate into a great immortal and walk the path of becoming an immortal. There are many rules, such as not harming people, not harming livestock, and many other restrictions. Therefore, there are very few scattered immortals in the world, and it is almost impossible to meet them. "Is the aura of the great immortal on that white fox yours?" Lin Kaiyun asked, and then immediately realized something was wrong, shook his head and said, "No, you don't have the aura of the great immortal, and it shouldn't be on your grandfather." Bai Yuer was relieved when she saw that Lin Kaiyun was not approaching, and explained, "The aura of the great immortal on grandpa should be my grandmother's. She is also a great immortal of the Hu family, but she has been a horse spirit for someone a few years ago." The great immortals and disciples of the horse spirit family have a very interesting tradition, which is that they have a strong genetic inheritance. If a great immortal or a horse spirit disciple appears in the family, the descendants will basically become great immortals or horse spirit disciples. Lin Kaiyun asked, "Then why don't you have any breath?" Hearing this, Bai Yuer shook her body and said with some pride, "I was born with this. When I was born, I didn't have any breath, neither demonic breath nor great fairy breath. Moreover, I have recently been promoted to level 4 and can transform into human." This shake made Lin Kaiyun's eyes straighten. After looking at it for a few times, he turned sideways. "Now is not the time, business is more important. Uncle Shen, are you there?" Lin Kaiyun called Uncle Shen in his mind. Just when Lin Kaiyun thought that Uncle Shen ignored him again, a voice suddenly came out. "What do you want to see me for, Uncle Shen? Can you help me feel the great fairy of the Hu family next to me? She is very strange. I can't distinguish any breath." As soon as the voice fell, a trace of cold breath suddenly emanated from Lin Kaiyun's body, and the temperature in the ruined temple dropped several degrees. This cold breath was like a big net, quickly capturing Bai Yuer. Bai Yuer's pretty face was instantly horrified. Is this the breath of a snake? So scary. This terrifying breath made Bai Yuer unable to move.
She lost control of her body and couldn't help trembling all over. Although it was very cold, visible beads of sweat oozed from her forehead and cheeks. Boy, this white fox's bloodline comes from the Kinkyu lineage, and it will bring good luck to her husband. Uncle Shen's words made Lin Kaiyun confused. Hey, Uncle Shen, what is a good luck to her husband? I want you to check her background. Hey, Uncle Shen. There was no response again, and the cold breath disappeared. Bai Yuer's legs went limp and she collapsed to the ground, her voice trembling. Sir, was that your spirit medium just now? His cultivation is terrifying. Lin Kaiyun did not answer Bai Yuer's question. He took a step forward, pulled up Bai Yuer, and smiled evilly. Let's get started, sir. Don't. I just cultivated into human form. If I have sex now, my cultivation will drop. Bai Yuer struggled to break free from Lin Kaiyun's hand, her face flushed. She was frightened by Lin Kaiyun's evil smile and lowered her head. She didn't dare to look him in the eye. She whispered, if you insist on doing this, you need to wait for a while. Wait for a while. Lin Kaiyun was stunned for a moment and didn't react for a while. He asked subconsciously, do we have to wait to sign the spirit medium contract? That's too troublesome. Sign a spirit medium contract. Bai Yuer looked up at Lin Kaiyun and suddenly realized something. She waved her hands and said awkwardly, then there's no need to wait. Lin Kaiyun smiled. Oh, is that what you just said? No, sir, you just need to carve my mark on your body. Bai Yuer turned her head aside, and a cute little fox mark appeared on her tender white palm. When Lin Kaiyun saw the mark, he knew that he should be like Uncle Shen, and he needed to carve the mark on his body. He turned around and took off his shirt, and turned his back to Bai Yuer. Okay, come on. Bai Yuer was startled and quickly covered her eyes. Sir, why did you take off your clothes? Lin Kaiyun rolled his eyes and said speechlessly, nonsense, if you don't take off your clothes, where are you going to carve? No wonder everyone likes experienced people. This naive and ignorant person doesn't understand anything. Oh, I know, I can. Bai Yuer remembered the method her grandmother taught her to sign a contract, and turned her little hand over. The fox mark on the palm of her hand flashed white light and pressed on Lin Kaiyun's waist. Hiss, Lin Kaiyun growled. This time, unlike Uncle Shen, he didn't feel too uncomfortable. However, the touch made him upset for a moment. It seemed that a dancing white fox appeared in front of him. The fox had a graceful figure and all kinds of charming gestures were like the spring river flowing. After a while, the strange vision disappeared. Bai Yuer had become his dachshund. He and Bai Yuer had established a special connection. Unlike Wang Xiafeng who helped, it was the same as Uncle Shen's situation. Sir, the dachshund contract is completed. I should go back. Bai Yuer looked at the moonlight in the sky with a bit of reluctance on her face. Go back, Lin Kaiyun snorted. She had already become his dachshund. Where should she go back to? Bai Yuer explained gently, Sir, I have to go back and settle my grandfather, and then build a cave, so you can summon me at any time in the future. Lin Kaiyun nodded, showing his understanding. Well, okay, then you go back and deal with it first. Thank you, sir. Bai Yuer bowed and walked to the door of the dilapidated temple with graceful steps. She turned her head and glanced at Lin Kaiyun affectionately. With a flash of white light, she disappeared into the night. Lin Kaiyun swallowed a saliva. No wonder there are so many love stories between foxes and humans in Liaozhai. When he met such an active fox girl, which normal man could resist it? It was because he was a master of Maotian Taoism, pure and strong, otherwise he would have fallen long ago. Kaiyun. What a blessing. Because fox demons are born with charming bones, they have a bad reputation among the people. In fact, fox demons are loyal to their partners. There are many stories of fox demons committing suicide for love in the world. At this time, the voice of Taoist Simu came from behind, with envy in his tone, as if he had secretly watched the whole process. Lin Kaiyun did not dwell on the fact that Taoist Simu had eavesdropped, and said softly, Uncle Master, if you are envious, you can also find a fox demon to marry. Find a master's wife for jail. Maotian can be said to be the most tolerant sect towards demons. As long as the demon is not harmful to people, the disciples of Maotian will generally not kill them all. And because an elder of Maotian formed a partner with a crane demon 100 years ago, this precedent also made the disciples of Maotian not reject the idea of forming a partner with demons and ghosts. The people of Maotian are the main force in catching demons and exorcising ghosts, so they understand demons and ghosts better. They all absorb the essence of heaven and earth to cultivate, but the carriers are different. As long as they are kind, there is no difference. Hearing this, Taoist Semu looked melancholy. He pointed to the hole on his shoulder and said with great sorrow, "Come on. This fox demon also has good and evil. Do you see the wound on my shoulder? When I went out just now, I encountered a fox demon that sucked people's spirits and killed it. At the beginning, he wanted to avoid suspicion and went out for a stroll, but he was tempted by the fox demon. Fortunately, he had a sharp eye, otherwise he would have suffered a loss. Although he killed the fox demon, his shoulder was also scratched. Thinking that the time was almost up, he came back to heal his wounds, but he saw Lin Kaiyun and Bai Yue being affectionate again. Taoist Semu was very hurt by this. Lin Kaiyun, this nephew, had a natural talent in cultivation, but he was also very lucky in love, which really angered others. Fox demon, Lin Kaiyun muttered. When he followed Taoist Semu to drive the corpse, he was wondering if this would be the plot of Uncle Zombie. After that, along the way, he saved the white fox and went to the ghost inn, which made Lin Kaiyun deny his idea, because he knew that there was a fox demon who plotted against Taoist Semu. Now it seems that this series of butterfly effects did not change the fact that Taoist Semu fought against the fox demon, which means that Lin Kaiyun has entered the plot of Uncle Zombie. Seeing that Lin Kaiyun did not react, Taoist Semu shook his head in self-mockery, took out the bell and shook it, and said, "Kaiyun, we should set off." "Uncle, have you been in contact with Uncle Kaiyun recently?" Lin Kaiyun suddenly asked. Taoist Semu paused and said slowly, "Junior brother Kaiyun? I haven't contacted him for a long time. He has been traveling around the world, taking on some tasks of exorcising demons and catching ghosts to make extra money. Now is the era of the end of the law, and cultivation is even more inseparable from the support of money. And the disciples of Maoshan will make money by relying on the ability to exorcise demons and catch ghosts. In addition to handing over 30% to the sect, the remaining 70% can all be kept by themselves." After listening, Lin Kaiyun nodded and said nothing. Now that the story of Uncle Zombie has begun, Lin Kaiyun can't just sit and watch Taoist Kaiyun being killed by zombies. Taking advantage of the darkness, Lin Kaiyun followed Taoist Semu to embark on the journey of driving corpses again. Because Taoist Semu was injured, Lin Kaiyun reluctantly replaced Taoist Semu to drive corpses. Lin Kaiyun summoned Wang Xiafeng and asked Wang Xiafeng to hold the guide talisman and lead the zombies all the way. Taoist Semu sat on the zombie and saw that Lin Kaiyun drove the corpse so easily. He angrily scolded, "Stinky boy, if you have this method, why didn't you use it earlier?" Lin Kaiyun made up a random excuse and prevaricated, "I didn't know it before. This is all the inspiration given to me by my uncle using frogs." Taoist Semu said helplessly, "Stinky boy, next time I go back to Renjia town, I will definitely talk to your master." Lin Kaiyun didn't care at all. His master would never turn his elbow outward. After walking for a night, the sky was pale and it was slightly bright. Taoist Semu took Lin Kaiyun and saw the home not far away. "Nephew, how is it? Isn't the home of Master Uncle much better than the charity cemetery in Renjia town?" Taoist Semu pointed to the bamboo house in the distance and said with some pride, "Master Uncle, your place is really good. It took you a long time to find it, right?" Lin Kaiyun nodded. Although he was not very good at feng shui, he could still sense something. Seeing that such a genius Lin Kaiyun also praised his house, Taoist Semu became more and more satisfied and explained, "Of course, when I was driving corpses in my early years, I was always looking for a suitable place to live. For so many years, only this place meets my requirements." This place is a feng shui place that Taoist Semu found after a long time. It is surrounded by beautiful mountains and clear waters, and it is full of wind and mist. The spiritual energy is very strong. It is not suitable for burial, but very suitable for living people. Lin Kaiyun asked with a smile, "Uncle Master, how could you build two such houses by yourself?" Of course he knew why. According to the plot, the person living on the other side should be a monk, Master Kaiyun. He asked even though he knew the answer, just to find out whether his Uncle Master and Master Kaiyun really didn't get along. Taoist Semu got so angry when he mentioned Master Kaiyun. "That was a stinky monk, don't mention him. We all liked this place at that time, but in the end we had no choice but to take it in half each." The more he thought about it, the angrier he got. Taoist Semu waved his hands quickly, "Forget it, don't mention it. It's been a hard journey. Let's go in and take a rest. By the way, I'll take you to meet my apprentice Jiu. Taoist Simu took Lin Kaiyun to the house, and kept praising his apprentice along the way. Kaiyun, although my apprentice is far worse than you, he is much better than those two bastards Chu Xing and Wen Kai. He has only studied with me for 2 years, but he can already drive corpses independently. Of course, the most important thing is that he respects me as his master very much. Believe it or not, when Jiu heard that I was back, he would definitely come out to greet me, and then he would clean the house spotlessly and prepare river fish and game to welcome me back. Lin Kaiyun listened to the words of Taoist Simu, trying hard not to laugh. He knew that although Jiu was better than Chu Sheng in literature, he was not much better and still had a strong ability to cause trouble. Sure enough, the smile on Taoist Simu's face gradually disappeared. He and Lin Kaiyun had already driven the zombies to the door. The sound was already very obvious, but there was no sign of Jiu welcoming him. Moreover, the fence door was half closed, and the yard was messy. It looked like it had not been cleaned for a long time, and the chickens and ducks were running around in the yard. On the contrary, the yard of Master Kaiyun next door was clean and tidy, the flowers and plants were trimmed, and the herbs planted in the fields were also full of vitality. There is no harm without comparison. Taoist Simu started to explain, well, Jiu might have gone out to practice. This kid is usually very hard-working. Seeing that Taoist Simu had convinced himself, Lin Kaiyun asked with a smile, Uncle Master, are you sure? Why do I hear snoring in the house? Ahem. Taoist Simu coughed awkwardly, and then immediately said, okay. That brat Jiu must be sleeping in there. I must teach him a lesson today. Chapter 50, Doesn't that make me a thief? After saying this, Taoist Simu put all the bags aside, walked to the window, and picked up a pile of bamboo sticks. There were so many bamboo sticks that Taoist Simu could barely hold them up with his hands open. One of them was about to fall to the ground. Lin Kaiyun was quick-witted and ran 2 steps to pick up the bamboo sticks. He made a gesture to Taoist Simu to silence him and whispered, Uncle, keep your voice down. If you wake Jiu up, he will definitely play a trick on you. If he remembered correctly, in the movie, it was because Taoist Simu dropped a bamboo stick and woke Jiu up that Jiu heard Taoist Simu's plan and played a trick on him. Now that Lin Kaiyun was here, how could he bear to see Taoist Simu being teased by his own apprentice? Nephew, you are really thoughtful. I asked Jiu, that bad boy, to stay at home and wait for me, but he just slept in. This time, as his master, I will make him remember this lesson. After Lin Kaiyun's reminder, Taoist Simu carefully held the bamboo sticks and stuffed one into the hands of each zombie. Taoist Simu was about to take the incense when Lin Kaiyun behind him handed him a stick of incense emitting white smoke and said, Uncle Master, this is the incense smoked with a guide talisman. Taoist Simu took the incense, looked at Lin Kaiyun with a smile, and tempted, Kaiyun, how do you know I need this? Oh, you and Uncle Master are so telepathic, why don't you stop being Lin Jiu's apprentice and come to Uncle Master? Lin Kaiyun declined, Uncle Master, you know I don't like driving corpses. Who said you can only learn how to drive corpses from Uncle Master? You've seen the magic fighting technique I used before. Uncle Master is not bragging, there are not many people in the whole Maotian who can do it. As he spoke, Taoist Simu's expression was suddenly filled with pride. He patted Lin Kaiyun on the shoulder and said earnestly, Kaiyun, after observing you for the past few days, Uncle Shi knows that you have a high talent for talismans and Taoism, and you have mastered them well. Now you just lack a physical skill to support the scene. Looking at the whole world, there are not many people who are stronger than Uncle Shi's magic fighting skill. Lin Kaiyun did lack some killer moves and physical skills. Although he had mastered the Maotian physical training technique, it was only fist and foot skills. It would be difficult to use it against ghosts and demons. If it were before, he would definitely ask Taoist Simu to teach him the magic fighting technique. But Lin Kaiyun now has a divine mask, which is a high-end version of the magic fighting technique, and it is not limited to asking the Maotian ancestor. He can play any god he is familiar with. For example, if he plays a monkey brother, do he still have to worry about physical skills? All kinds of demons and monsters are not the same. Taoist Simu saw that Lin Kaiyun had no reaction and was still unwilling to give up, so he changed his words. Kaiyun, of course, your uncle will not let you leave Lin Jiu. You can worship me as your second master. Right? From now on, you will be the common disciple of Lin Jiu and me. It is very common for several masters to teach one disciple together in the martial arts world. For example, A disciple with good talent can not only learn what one school of thought is good at. It is rumored that there is a monstrous disciple Zhang Chengshin in the Xianxi mansion. All the elders are his masters and take turns to teach him. The same is true in Maoshan. The son of Taoist Simu's eldest brother Shi Jian, in addition to his father, also follows several elders to learn. In Taoist Simu's opinion, with Lin Kaiyun's talent, he is definitely far better than Shi Shaojian. Perhaps he will worship several elders as his master in the future. Now he is close to the water and the moon is the first to get the moon, so he must be the first to register. When Lin Kaiyun becomes famous in the martial arts world in the future, he, Taoist Simu, will also have face. Uncle Master, forget it. I haven't learned all of Master's skills yet. Besides, a teacher is a father for life. Only a master can expel a disciple, but how can a disciple leave the master? Lin Kaiyun answered with a calm smile, but every word was unusually firm. Once a teacher, a father for life, Taoist Simu repeated, looking at Lin Kaiyun with satisfaction, and said, I'm really happy for my senior brother to have such a good disciple like you. Lin Kaiyun said, Uncle Master, you praised me. I think Jail will have the same idea as me. Him? I'm thankful that he didn't get into trouble. When Taoist Simu heard Jail's name, he immediately remembered the business. Fortunately you reminded me, I almost forgot to teach that bastard a lesson. Taoist Simu took the incense in his hand, lifted the zombie's hand holding the bamboo stick, and fumigated the talisman on the zombie's forehead with incense, muttering a sentence. Taoist Simu repeated this set of movements in front of each zombie. After finishing all of them, he stood in a horse stance, holding a spell in his hand. Listen to my command. Immediately, all the zombies raised their bamboo sticks. Okay, let's try it first. Taoist Simu turned his head and looked at Lin Kaiyun, saying, Kaiyun, go in front of the zombies and say the spell to see if these zombies will listen. Lin Kaiyun pointed at himself and said speechlessly, why me? Nonsense, your golden light mantra is at a very high level, you are not afraid of being beaten. Okay, Lin Kaiyun walked in front of the zombies and chanted the golden light mantra. Golden light flashed around Lin Kaiyun, and he chanted the spell. Ouch! All the zombies received the command and raised their bamboo sticks to hit Lin Kaiyun. Bang bang bang. The bamboo sticks made a dull sound as if they were hitting steel. Taoist Simu laughed with satisfaction. Haha, good, let's see if Jail dares to sleep in again this time. Little did he know that Jail, who was sleeping on a bamboo chair in the room, was also awakened by the bang bang sound. He walked to the window in a daze and saw the scene outside through the gap. He also heard what Taoist Simu said. After all, he had studied with Taoist Simu for 2 years. As soon as he saw this posture, he knew that the master wanted the zombies to beat him. Oh no, what should I do? What should I do? By the way, it would be better if I didn't say oh. He didn't have time to think about it, and lay back on the bamboo chair and pretended to sleep. Soon, Taoist Simu brought the zombies into the room and surrounded Jail with sticks. Lin Kaiyun followed behind, holding a mature sunflower in his hand, eating the seeds inside, ready to watch the show. He thought that Jail would definitely be beaten up if he was not woken up this time. Taoist Simu squatted down and looked at Jail. Good, you are sleeping so soundly. After that, he raised the bamboo stick and hit Jail's buttocks. As long as Jail felt pain, he would scream. Then these zombies would beat Jail's head. However, the reality was a little different from the script. After being beaten, Jail did not move and did not react at all. Huh? Lin Kaiyun was very surprised. Now Jail seemed to know what was going on, but the bamboo root that woke Jail up was obviously intercepted by him in advance, and there was no sound at all. Not only was he surprised, Taoist Simu was also surprised. He said puzzledly, oh, I hit you so hard, but you didn't scream. It's bad. When Lin Kaiyun heard what Taoist Simu said, it was too late to stop it. I saw that the zombies surrounding Jail heard the command and instantly turned the direction of the bamboo sticks and hit Taoist Simu. Ouch, ouch, it hurts, stop hitting me, ouch. Taoist Simu was stunned for a while, and he kept yelling. This ouch was the command, and the more Taoist Simu yelled, the harder the zombies hit him. At this time, Jail didn't pretend to be asleep anymore, and jumped up quickly, threw Taoist Simu to the ground, covered his mouth, and whispered, Master, don't say that word again. Taoist Simu knew his plan was exposed when he heard Jail's words, but he didn't give up, and continued to lure him. Which word? That word. Jail was very smart and didn't fall for it. Lin Kaiyun was behind the zombies, and a lightning bolt surged from his fingertips and quietly hit Jael's body. Ouch! Jael was shocked by the sudden shock and screamed subconsciously. The zombies raised bamboo sticks and smashed Jael down. Jael bent his body, holding his head and running away, and Taoist Simu also found an opportunity to swing the bamboo stick and hit Jael's feet. Taoist Simu did not hold back at all and used all his strength. Jael could not help but hold his feet and shouted, "Ouch, it hurts." Another round of bamboo sticks came down, beating Jael's nose and face. Haha, seeing that both the master and the apprentice were beaten fat, Lin Kaiyun couldn't help laughing. He said, "Jiu, quickly say ouch to lead these zombies to the morgue next door, and then cancel the command." The zombie heard ouch and jumped to Lin Kaiyun's side, raised the stick and hid it. Jiu saw the zombie jump over to hit Lin Kaiyun, and shouted proudly, "Okay, you electrocuted me just now, now you will let you taste the zombie stick." Golden light curse. Lin Kaiyun's body was shining with golden light, blocking all the bamboo sticks. Jiu was stunned. How could this happen? What's that shiny thing on him? Hurry up and settle the zombie, or I won't be polite. An electric mouse condensed on Lin Kaiyun's palm, baring its fangs and claws at Jael. Taoist Simu waved his stick, frightening Jael, and shouted, "Go quickly, follow your senior brother's method and remove the zombie's mantra." "Oh." Jael walked around the zombie and said "oh" when he reached the door. The zombie instantly jumped to Jael's position. Jael led the zombie all the way to the morgue next door. Taoist Simu put down his stick, rubbed the redness and swelling on his face, and said with a grin, "This brat really betrayed his master. Kaiyun, you sit down and rest for a while, I'll go and see if there are any more mistakes." Jael led the zombies to the next room, picked up the bell on the table, stuck a guide talisman on it, lit it, and then grabbed the bowl of wine, muttering. The sound of the bowl as a command? Forget it. After that, he put the bowl of wine on the table and smashed the bowl with the bell with the talisman. With a click, all the zombies threw away the bamboo sticks in their hands and returned to their original appearance. Done. Jael put down the bell, picked up the zombie and placed it against the wall, muttering to himself, "My master likes to do this kind of thing. If you want to hit me, just do it openly." As soon as he finished speaking, he picked up the second zombie and kept complaining, "Luckily I saw it secretly, otherwise I would have been beaten black and blue by these zombies." At this time, Taoist Simu just walked in. He saw Jael busy putting his head in putting the zombies away and didn't say a word. He wanted to see how Jael would evaluate him as his master. Jael lowered his head and carried the zombie on his shoulders. He really didn't notice Taoist Simu at all. Not only that, he actually picked up Taoist Simu and kept chattering, "Damn, why is this one so heavy? I wonder if master was so heavy when he died." He also brought back a new apprentice. Even if he is an apprentice, he should be my junior apprentice. Why should I call him senior brother? Jael held Taoist Simu and put him against the wall, muttering, "Master will never be so heavy. Master is so mean, he must be skinny after death." Suddenly he found that the clothes of this zombie were a little different. He looked up and happened to look into the eyes of Taoist Simu. "Master," why are you here?" Jael laughed miserably. His expression was as if he had eaten bitter melon, and turned around to run. Taoist Simu stopped Jael, grabbed his head, kneaded it, and said with a sly smile, "Good apprentice, don't run, master, I will love you well." Taoist Simu caught Jael and vented his anger. On the other side, Lin Kaiyun was a little bored on the chair, and he looked towards another house. "I wonder if Master Ikayu is at home." Lin Kaiyun got up and walked to the side of the house. There was an open-air platform here, which looked like a balcony. He jumped directly to Master Ikayu's house opposite. The house was much cleaner and tidier, and Buddhist scriptures and wooden fish could be seen everywhere. Lin Kaiyun has never been interested in some of the teachings and things of Buddhism. Unlike the tolerance of the Maotian lineage, Buddhism treats demons and ghosts and kills them when they see them. In their eyes, these evil spirits are harmful to people and should be eliminated. Even if they are kind, they have to receive the education of the Buddha in their repentance tower for 100 years. In Buddhism, you just need to cultivate your own Buddha and that's it. You have to do things that point fingers and restrict others. Even in the eyes of some monks, all those who do not abide by their Buddhism are heretics and should go to the repentance tower. Of course, some are Lin Kaiyun stereotypes. According to Lin Jiu, Buddhism in this world is not that serious, but they are all over the top. I just don't know what this Master Yixiu is like. Anyway, in the movie, Master Yixiu's character and personality are fine. Lin Kaiyun turned around in the room and didn't see the shadow of Master Yixiu. This is embarrassing. If Master Yixiu, he jumped in, he would be a Jianghu man who doesn't care about trivial matters. But if there is no one, wouldn't he become a thief who climbed over the wall? Master, you are back. Just as Lin Kaiyun was about to leave, a pleasant female voice suddenly came from the bedroom. This should be Master Yixiu's apprentice Qingqing. Lin Kaiyun felt that he should still say hello and explain his purpose. Otherwise, if he just left, Qingqing would definitely tell Master Yixiu, and then he would really become a thief in their mouths. Lin Kaiyun walked over in the direction of the voice and saw a slender woman wearing a green cloth and a hat on her head, which completely covered her hair. He knew that this person was Master Yixiu's female apprentice Qingqing. At this time, Qingqing was standing on a small wooden stool, raising her hands and struggling to reach the things on the shelf. Lin Kaiyun said softly, "Hello, Qingqing, I'm here to see Master Kaiyun." Huh? Qingqing was startled when she heard Lin Kaiyun's voice, and she lost her balance and fell to the side. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.